like acting or with um comedic actors. A lot of I'm like that's kind of crazy. Like, cause he really there. Like,
He's really there. Like he's kind of
yeah.
crazy with it. Which is because heavyweights, and even though RDJ kind of
You
stole the
just gonna
show.
start the live. You just gonna see one thing you gotta do.
What?
You have to tell people I'm about to start. That look, great value grand. You
Oh,
have to tell people
you ain't got to do that.
I'm about
Don't
to
gas
start.
this nigga light up. Sick of it. Bruh, look, I'm just trying to get, first off, before you came in here, you knew I was going to stream. Then I told you I was going to stream. So it's like you had 2 warnings on
When
the
did I
low
know?
ski. When did I know?
How did I know?
Top 50 preliminaries. We need an official way to get 50, you know what I'm saying, legit motherfuckers. So we then can do the One Piece draft from those 50. And then we'll have, an actual goal after that. Because I was thinking the other day, like, there's always something missing to these drafts. We're going to do it. So you got to help me. This first one's tough. Doflamingo and Spandown.
Oh, you
Leaning.
doing the what's the name? Should I be looking on your live right now?
Not live, but I share my screen in Discord.
All right, let me hop off Macedon. You're doing activities, so I guess I'll participate.
We can do it real quick. Also,
No, it's okay. I'm over here now.
okay,
Doflamingo.
Doflamingo, of course. Ivankov for Bartolomeo.
That is tough.
That might be Ivankov, right? He's
Let's
like,
assess this.
he's a number 3 basically on the Yonkos crew. Kuma, Dragon, Ivankov is third. Well, Drag. Never mind. He's 4th. Dragon, Sabo, Kuma, Ivankov, which is
Kuma not technically there no more because he's not a real person. So until he comes back alive, he's not real.
That's an insane take. What if he's still Robot Kuma, but he's just on your side? He's still strong.
But he's not Kuma strong.
What? He might be stronger.
That's crazy.
Kuma was getting stabbed back in the day. If that Celestial Dragon shot got off, Kuma might have died. But since he's a robot, that same shot would bounce off of him, and he still has the pawpaw fruit. And he, bio muscles. Like, I don't really see. He doesn't have hockey, but then again, he also was dead and he kept moving. So that's will, which is hockey. So he might still have hockey. It might be like a Deadpool type thing.
Has a barrier fruit that Odin couldn't get past, and I got Odin over Ivankov. So this is difficult.
What?
There's a time limit, essentially how long Bartolomeo can do it, crossing his fingers. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like it's like a stalemate, truthfully.
No, I feel like it's I feel like it's a battle of attrition. Bartolomeo is gonna have to know how to dodge like Hellwink and all these hormones coming at him, and he has to block that. No. And hold on.
The same way he did against.
Let me land. This is a battle of attrition. So I was saying, yeah, the initial battle is going to be them trading blows and Bartolomeo fucking blocking most of the time, but he's going to run out of stamina, just like Law can't do a room forever. Bartolomeo can't do barrier forever because it runs on stamina. And Emporio can literally give himself more stamina, just like he gave Luffy. So it's like he can last way longer than Bartolomeo, and he'll win. So it's just straight attrition. And Bartolomeo doesn't have a win condition like that Luffy punch shit that he does. That's not doing shit to Ivankov. He doesn't have any other attacks. It's just that he's just all support and defense, and he has one attack that we've seen. So I got to give it to Ivankov.
I would lean there, but it's a very small margin.
Yeah. He's not low diffing him or nothing. The Sunny or Arlong? Is it Sonny piloted by someone, or is it just
I'm about to say, if it's just a ship, bro, what are we doing?
it could the Klabouter man is like, hey, I can't be sunk because we gotta leave or something. So the Klabouter man takes over the controls, launches all the missiles. Is Arlong surviving that?
I'm going Arlong, bro. I'm not doing that.
All right. Makino, Hannibal. Makino cannot make this man.
Hannibal.
Hannibal actually already has manners, so Makino is, nerfed. Hannibal. Zeph and Barcelino.
Look at that nigga hat, bro.
That nigga hat's crazy. Yes. Hey, but can we go real quick? I know this Zeph loses, like the one we saw at Baratier, but does Prime Zeph lose to Barcelino? Barcelino.
I'm hoping to see Zeph on Rock on God's Valley.
That'd be nice.
Like I've been hoping to see Zeph on God's Valley because they say other pirates are there.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen him yet in this backstory at all. And we know he was a well-known pirate.
Bro, if we see the fish, the goddamn fish docked on the side, saving slaves, bro.
Well, it ain't gonna be the fish. It'll be the ship with the bottle, because that was the Cook's pirates. It was their ship before.
Oh yeah.
But it still though, like that would have been now when we see that in real life, not real life, but the real war coming up, that's gonna be fire. Them niggas coming up. Red Leg Zeph against Borsalino. I think it's tough. I think that I probably would lean more towards Borsalino. But I don't know, because then it's like Zeph, Sanji versus, the same. So it's almost similar. But Sanji got the mech suit that his body's the exoskeleton.
Yeah.
So
Zeph does not have that.
And Zeph look like type to have. Obviously he got hockey because he kicked Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
I really want to give it to I really want to give shoot Zeph some bail, but
we
haven't seen him. Like, if at one point Garp made a note of trying to arrest Zeph, that would have been some sauce. But he doesn't have any sauce besides his own words. He was like, I was cold back in the day, pretty much.
People knew him, like notoriety, like other people knew him.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a fraud or nothing. It's just him, and that's it. And like, it's legend. I need a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
No, I feel you. That's something like I'm really hoping Oda puts him. Like we just got Douglas Bullet. Give me Zeph. Like that's not hard. Give me the Cook's Pirates. and Roger noting like, Zeph, you're here too? Like that would be good.
Yeah, man.
That's all that's needed.
Because I feel like we got a lot of backstory with Sanji's actual dad. But he ended up being kind of a bust. Like he's involved in some plot points. He's in Mads. Cloning is a thing, which is, huge right now. Well, not right now, but huge in One Piece, like lore and shit. But it's like he's kind of like a little bro Vegapunk. Like Vegapunk's little bro. If Sanji's dad, I can't remember his name for some reason, the Garuda. If the Garuda like didn't do what he did, you could just make Vegapunk do it. So it's like he's not that integral. I wish he gave some more shine to Sanji's foster dad, Zeph. But I'm definitely giving it to Barcelino. Shanks and Fujitora. This would be a really interesting fight. I actually haven't even thought of this possibility.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because this nigga like being on some weird shit. I gotta hop out. Hold up.
Okay. Too shit. But yeah, fucking going Fujitora and Shanks. Shanks obviously wins, but a gravity match versus like the fucking Falcon or whatever, the eagle, the Griffin. Damn, I named every bird but the right one. Like Shanks floating around. He had the way he jumped across leagues of the ocean to pack Kid up. You would think he has Geppo, like he can skywalk, right? Like that wasn't just one step. And he got back. It'd be crazy if he didn't have that technique. He just jumped from ship to ship. Or he had the technique, chose not to use it, and just jumped from ship to ship. He jumped from a sinking ship before it sank. Or like the second he just got out of there when Dorian Broggie combo attacked, whatever. Fucking that boy Shanks is definitely taking Fujitora out. Whatever Shanks got going on, Fuji's old enough to know about or have like the experience to get to the level of hockey he has. But it seems like Fujitora was good enough, you know, he had good enough, I guess, notoriety and sense of justice, and maybe that made up for his raw strength. Like if Fujitora and Shanks sat in the motherfucking in the employer's office and they're trying to get a job at the world government, they're picking Shanks off raw strength, but then they'll look at his like ethics and be like, I'd rather have Fujitora, even though I would like if Shanks is a 10, Fujitora is like an 8. He's just missing that whatever that makes people the 1% of people like Shanks is. So obviously we got to give it to Shanks. Paul Hancock is wiping a poo up off the floor. Gecko Moria. Koza's putting up a fight, but Gecko Moria, in the end, that break bat's crazy. The only reason, there's a lot of reasons why Gecko Moria is winning, especially now. The Moria gas is a little crazy. Should I make this smaller? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Have to have it. It says birthday, yeah. Oh no, I just do this. Nice. Wait, will it, every time I reset, do I have to scroll down? Julie Bonnie, Cavendish, Julie Bonnie. Oh no, I'll stay right there. Cool. So I don't have to put it right there. Right there. Cool. Right. So here we go. Perfect. Sabo or Thatch. So Ace fought Blackbeard. Sabo is second ace. Ace is definitely beating Thatch. Blackbeard's beating Thatch. Sabo's beating Thatch. He must have really been carried by his cooking ability. Before Oda made Thatch a freaking a gun. No, Oda made Thatch. Oda made Sanji a gunslinger before that. I wonder if he was also still the chef. And if they didn't have a chef, if Sanji wasn't the chef, I doubt we probably have like a Thatch type character like taking over the cook role. I don't know if would have always wanted the chefs to be like a thing, because it seems like Zeph is like the only one in the world that has it. Like he's the only one that's like cooks are tough, and then that's like his legacy, like tough cooks. So I wonder if Sanji's gonna have an island or be like his dad and have a floating kingdom of cook chefs, chef pirates, or chef. Yeah, 'cause I wonder what Sanji values more, being on the sea. Like does he love being on the sea? Because his dad has like a floating kingdom. His surrogate dad is a pirate with like a kitchen, like a kitchen boat. So it's like he might just follow down both his dad's path and have like a place that's floating instead of being stationary. That's all I have to say. I'm picking Sabo. Teach and Jinbei. Teach is definitely destroying Jinbei. Is it a low diff? I don't think so. He doesn't have a devil fruit that takes away that's his main, like, if I'm fighting someone strong, they most likely have a devil fruit. And if they don't have a devil fruit, I have Whitebeard's Quake fruit. But Jinbei has shockwaves too. How would that interact? Because he doesn't use it as much, or it's not as like it's not as crazy. When Jinbei first uses Fishman Karate, I don't know if that was supposed to be stylized, but people's like distorting in different ways from the shockwaves and Impel Down. It was kind of crazy.
You said what?
You remember when Jinbei was in Impel Down and he used his fucking brick fist or whatever, and the guards was like bending through time and space or some shit? Like it was devastating to them. You remember that?
Yeah.
So it was like,
Impel Down.
yeah,
Because it was like slow.
yeah, it was insane. So I'm like, Jinbei versus Teach. Obviously, Teach is winning, but how does the shockwaves interact with Jinbei's Fishman Karate? Because the shockwaves is the answer to people who don't have devil fruits, but Jinbei also has shockwaves. Like primarily.
I don't know if it's necessarily shock. Well, no, it is shockwave.
Yeah.
It's because of the water. It's the water in the air that he's utilizing.
So if Jinbei gets up on Teach and he hits that beer belly, it's over. And Jinbei's like a tank. So he can get hit by a fucking Teach fist. It's gonna be weaker than a Whitebeard's fist that Jinbei might could take, because he was taking Big Mom hits. So it's like comparable. I don't know, man. That's actually a closer fight. I was trying to see if it wasn't a low diff. Like I know Teach wins, but is it like a mid? I know I'm want to see if I can argue a high diff, but I don't think I can. With Jinbei and Teach, still going Marshall D Teach though. If Atari VV and Penguin, this is a tough one because we're on land, which most of them are. Most of these fighters are on land. VV has that Miss Peacock, that Peacock whip shit she had. But I don't know if Penguin doesn't have hockey, but he has abilities. Like he can shoot water at you or whatever. So that might be a form of hockey. I don't know. Like he has abilities, so I might have to give him basic hockey. So Penguin might beat VV. I'm giving it to Penguin. Nico Robin and X Drake. That's tough. Demonio Fleur versus T-Rex. I think T-Rex doesn't pose as much of a threat as his hybrid form, so we'll go hybrid form. Giant things versus small, crafty hybrid forms are usually not. It's usually have to be big on big. So Nico Robin goes big. She might can catch his dinosaur form, but I don't think she has more raw strength to him, even in Demonio Flora. It's tough to say. I'm giving it to Drake. Corona, Crocodile.
Giving it to Drake over Robin.
It was tough because I know her Demonio Flora is crazy, right? But if X Drake goes into hybrid form versus giant whatever, usually it gives the small crafty, and he has like cutting weapons, which is, if it was just punches and shit, maybe Robin can have it, but he has an actual sword, so eventually he's gonna cut something off, And I don't think Robin has a wing condition because he's a zone, so he's really durable. So trying to like out muscle a zone is not gonna work out well. Especially a fast one. She might not even be able to catch this nigga, to be real. But Crocodile, Perona, I think Crocodile has enough hockey to not get depressed, and then it's game over. Z versus Arlong, that's interesting. He was fighting Kizaru, and I know Kizaru can wipe the floor Arlong, so I'm giving it with Z. Sanji and Niji, obviously Sanji. Frankie and Boa, obviously Boa. Penguin and Hannibal. Can Penguin be Hannibal? I keep wanting to put this man in water, but if we're in Impel Down, like on like the fucking hot level or whatever, where he was fighting, oh boy, where he was fighting Luffy. He has a pitchfork. Penguin doesn't have anything. He's only good in the water. I'm giving it to Hannibal. Dragon and Sugar. Sugar might be fast. Dragon's faster. He's gonna catch her hand, and then he's gonna fucking preach to her about revolution. I don't know who Charlotte Prin is. I wish they made this clear. But Kyros is bad, but it's not Big Mom. There's definitely they didn't have Kaido, so maybe this is it'll be Charlotte Linlin.
Man, just put Kyros, bro.
Who is this?
It don't matter.
Think Kyros got that much juice?
You don't know who she is, so yes.
True. Shanks and Sanji.
Shanks.
This is a tough.
Not even doing it. Shanks.
What?
Just Shanks.
Not doing. You gonna do that to Sanji?
Just Shanks. Don't even do it, dog. Just Shanks.
That's crazy. Fine. Hey, Sanji, I voted for you, by the way. Capone Beige, Teach. Let's go.
Oh,
Ace Steel. Ace. Dracula. Ooh, hold on.
That's decent.
That's a good one. So Kuzan, all he needs is 3 blades of grass. He also will have a sword, right? That's how it works. If there is no grass, I don't know if Kuzan can make that sword. Then he's barehanded against Mihawk, which isn't that bad because he's probably better with his fists because of how he was trained with Garp. The sword shit, I think he was just styling. Like, he was just being extra when he made that sword because he's really a fucking brawler. So the fists against the sword. If he gets his hand, if he gets his fist, like if Mihawk swings and Kuzan,
I make this trip.
What? Thanks for that, I guess. So if Kuzan punches, I guess the blade. That's the thing is, question is, can Kuzan withstand like a blow, like a cut from Mihawk, right? I don't think Mihawk's haki is strong enough to where it's like you know when Zoro and Sanji fight, like Sanji blocks it with his leg.
Can Shanks beat Kuzan?
Can Shanks beat Kuzan?
Yeah.
Because of the story behind him, yes. Without that, it's a toss-up. He's a child of destiny. So Mihawk is Shanks without child of destiny tax. So I think Kuzan could take it, to be honest. I just don't know if every cut Mihawk does is breaking through his ice and like chopping a limb off. Like if they stalemate in haki or some shit, then I'm giving it to Kuzan ultimately. Because he has a devil fruit and his haki is strong enough to at least compete. So I think the fruit will give him an edge. Because at some point, Mihawk is he's gonna be really good offensively, but Kuzan's gonna like freeze his foot at the wrong time and catch him in the jaw one good time. And I don't see like Mihawk isn't versatile enough. Like I haven't seen his heavenly world's greatest swords play, you know. Like I don't know what sets him apart from anyone else. You know how I feel about swordsmanship anyway. So it's like I don't know what he could have as a swordsman besides swinging his blade a little bit harder than everyone else that would make him, you know, better. So I really want to give it to Kuzan. I'm guessing you're going with Mihawk.
I'm leaning more towards Mihawk for sure, but I mean, the argument is to be made. It could be potentially a toss-up for sure because of the devil fruit, but because of Mihawk's clairvoyance.
That's the thing. Does he have crazy future sight?
I think he does.
Does he have the observation haki killer thing like Shanks?
I think that's why Shanks has that, is because of what Mihawk is able to do.
Is that, did he pull a Luffy and imitated mid-fight like he did with Katakuri, or did he create that as a response to Mihawk? And Mihawk don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Kuzan uses Future Sight like that in his fights. At least hasn't been shown. He might every now and then, but I don't think he relies on it enough to, if you take it away, he's not a worse fighter. I think he would do just as fine if you take away Future Sight, if he has it. Man, this is tough. I'm shout out third person here, but like the height and the name, I want to give it to Mihawk. I think Kuzan.
I mean, I feel like that's just the way to go. Honestly, there's no real wrong answer in a sense, but
Yeah, maybe Mihawk takes advantage of the fact that he doesn't have a leg. Like maybe that's the razor hair. Maybe that's the difference.
Does he even fight him? Because he missing a leg? Because he wouldn't fight Shanks for missing an arm.
Kuzan wouldn't tell him. He would just walk up. It would start getting cold around, and they just start going at it. But if he knew, would he still fight him? Yes, because Shanks was challenging him to a sword fight, which inherently requires your arm. Kuzan people still consider him a threat, and they know he lost his leg.
Your legs are more important in a sword fight. You need a leg to stand on.
Yeah, but this isn't a sword fight. Kuzan is not taking. There's no grass around, so Kuzan can't make his sword.
This nigga in his grass.
What? He needed it. He said, "I need these pieces. I need these weeds, these dandelion, to make my saber," and that's the truth.
Too funny, man.
But you know what? I'm going my gut. I'm going Kuzan. That might be wrong.
That's crazy.
I'm going Kuzan, nigga. I feel like he might even reverse the tables because he's like, "Oh, my leg's gone." He actually could do what we thought Shanks would do: make a hockey arm. Fucking Kuzan made a ice leg, and now niggas like, "Oh, it's just a leg. Let me focus on his hand. He's a boxer." All of a sudden, a pillar of ice shoots out, and you just got stabbed from his leg. He had ice. He had an ice gun cannon aimed at your chest this whole time. He just fucking pulled that bitch out. Because his leg, he can do whatever with it, right? He can make it in a pheasant bake or whatever he does. It's just ice. He just makes it in the shape of a leg. So now he has permanent ice ready to spring out at you at any moment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Caesar versus Shanks. Now, Caesar confused Katakuri. You're cutting out, my brother. Are you going Shanks?
It's Shanks. Yeah.
But he confused Katakuri, you know what I'm saying? So he might.
No,
Princess Shirahoshi and Crocodile. If they're in the water, Crocodile's dead anyway. Shirahoshi. What?
He can't get to her. She can't get to him.
Bro, she got on land before at the Reverie. They just have one of those bubbles.
Sea Kings don't protect her, dog.
On land? She was about to get sold into slavery, and them Sea Kings was nowhere to be found.
That's 10,000, however long, farther up in the sky. That's different.
Well, they fighting in Impel Down right now, or whatever.
Well, that's even worse for Crocodile.
Yeah, I was making it fair.
Underwater. He can't.
Underwater? Impel Down isn't underwater. At least the inside
Impel Down definitely is underwater.
The inside isn't. I'm saying, when I say Impel Down, you know, I'm not talking about in the water outside of Impel Down. That would be the
all
seas.
All the Sea Kings gotta do is hit the what's the name?
They gonna flood Impel Down? Come on, what is this?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna break all of Impel Down to save you from this 1v1. What if the Sea Kings were like drunk uncles and they're like, "You gotta run your wands, nigga. I ain't helping you." What then?
Nah, nigga, that ain't the case.
They're trying to make sure she don't grow up soft. I'm giving it to Crocodile because of common sense. Nami versus Z.
Ooh.
This is not a ooh.
Z.
This is Z all day. Crocodile versus Killer. Now, can the sound fuck up? You know what I'm saying? Does that count as hockey? Like, if he does that, would that hurt?
Didn't the Sound Village beat up on Gara though?
That's funny as hell. But I think they lost ultimately.
They did on because that nigga had the tail beast. They wasn't expecting all that.
Exactly.
He had that juju, that buju, that biju inside of him. You know what I'm saying?
That juju. Killer injured Kaido. Crocodile lost to Whitebeard. So Killer has one up over Yonko over Crocodile. But as far as abilities go, Killer's limited to slashing and semi-pseudo range with sound. But ultimately, I think Crocodile overwhelms him. Wow. Focus on Kaido. Absalom Ace. Killer Whale and Smoker. Definitely Smoker. Yanji Mr. 3. I'm going Yanji. You got anything for Mr. 3?
Yeah, it's Mr. 3. It's not Yanji.
It's not Yanji? You know what?
No.
Going, yeah. Ichiji or Z.
Mr. 3's what's the name?
He get past that nigga Wax, but Ichiji or Z. I don't think. Oh God. I don't think Z got it. I mean, I think Z got it. Ichiji is close or whatever, but he was fighting the Admiral. Character Kainu. Let's go Dragon or Beppo, obviously. Reiju or Kuzan, Kaido or Z, Kaido. Charlotte Linlin or
Why
Viola.
you got a picture for Kaido?
I don't know. It was supposed to be updated recently. Like, they got Wano people in here. Red Dog. Can Teach beat?
You got Akainu over Teach. 2 Devil Fruit Teach. Knowing he a dating Teach.
That's tough. Because Teach obviously has. Teach has fighting ability, right? Like, he can fight niggas and not have a devil fruit and still take on people around his bracket pretty well. Like, him and Ace were throwing hands, and it was mixing in devil fruits, but Ace wasn't overpowering Blackbeard, even with Blackbeard's like disadvantage. Like, he takes more pain and he still was fucking trucking. So it's like, I don't know, man. That Buccaneer body. Because Sakazuki's a brawler, and he'll blast long range with his fruit. If you come up close on Sakazuki, even if you turn off his fruit, there might still be lava all around you. So it's like, that's tough. And he has Haki, and he beat Kuzan, which trained with the battleship bags. So one thing I can't wait to see in One Piece is going to be like Sakazuki's training. Because if Kuzan trained with Garp, we might assume that Sakazuki didn't train with Garp, but still got strong enough to take on Garp's protege. Yo, you hear me?
I hear you now.
Oh damn. Yeah, I was trying to decide like Akainu or Teach, and there's a lot we don't know about Sakazuki because he was going crazy fighting Kuzan and winning when we know Kuzan was trained by Garp and was his best protege. Probably technically still his best protege, the strongest protege. And Sakazuki beat him without being trained by Garp. You know what I'm saying? Like Garp is like the most legendary person in the Marines so far. Who else could have trained Sakazuki? Was he like a solo dolo fucking? Oh yeah, I forgot. In the Kuina debate, we were talking about all the kids fighting. We forgot to include Baby Sakazuki. We had like the baby admirals. Baby Sakazuki wasn't nothing to play with. He had a knife, and I think Baby Sakazuki could take out Kuina. By the way, because he had to been a dog from the jump, as we know. There's no way Sakazuki's not fucking like definitely. He has to be top 3 kid. Like of all the kids and all the backstories. That's you know what? Another video for another day. We gotta make a fucking One Piece child soldier tier list. I don't know who's going number 1. Might not be Dragon, because Dragon was in the Marines, but he looked like he didn't look like he was just take down anyone that came across him. I'm going Sakazuki or Teach. He got 2 fruits. He won't be complete until he has 3. I feel like Sakazuki is where he's gonna be right now. Like, how wild would it be if fucking Red Dog Akainu was like, hey, that nigga Teach got too powerful, he had 3 fruits. I'm gonna see if I can eat 2 fruits, and he just eats another fruit. I don't know if that'd be bad or good. It'd be a lot. I don't know if that'd be necessarily good. I'm gonna go ahead and say last time Teach saw this nigga, he ran. I'm gonna give it to Akainu. Kid and Karoo. I kind of want to give it to Karoo because Kid is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kid does not deserve. I really want to just, because he's dead. So I don't know if I want to rate dead characters out here. You know what I'm saying? But just because I'm feeling generous today, I'm going to let Kid breathe. Zoro versus Peckham's. Obviously, Zoro. Red Dog, we already had that matchup. Bellamy versus Hancock. Hancock's definitely taking it. I don't know what to think about that. Fuck, Dragon might take his first loss. Dragon, current modern day Dragon versus Charlotte Linlin. If Dragon is a hockey man, if he's just a hockey man, I'm about to give it to Linlin. If Dragon got one of the 9 fruits of God Valley, then his fruit, along with his clear mastery of hockey that he passed down to Sabo. Oh man. And Big Mom, if Big Mom isn't dead, she's reverted back to Olin, and like she's lost all the souls or whatever she's collected over the years or some shit. Like her strength is like gone. It'll take like forever to get it back or something like that. It'll be somewhere she's basically crippled. Like she's the old matriarch of the family, but she's like powerless. She's just like a regular old woman now. So not counting that, Justa Big Mom versus Kid in Law. Could Kid in Law beat Dragon? I feel like Big Mom was more equipped to fight Dragon because of her multiple, like, I can have multiple souls fighting me. Not only can you not hurt them unless you are special or figure it out, they do immense damage. Kid had to create a whole new technique to box one up or whatever. Dragon is just straight hands, which is like might be worse because you're not fighting a big monster that you can hide behind and swing around. Dragon's your same height, so you're like fighting a boxer in a ring. There's nowhere to go. He's just throwing hands. Kids gonna charge first, be a punching bag, and then Law's gonna set up some fucking crazy hacks move. Dragon's gonna dodge it because he's not the size of an office building like Big Mom, and then he's just gonna punch that nigga in the stomach. Dragon might do better against Kid and Law than I'm just gonna give it to Dragon. It's Dragon season. We forgiving Dragon for his past bullshit. We gotta let niggas know what's up. Rose or Pell. Pell survived one of the greatest nukings of all time, so that's tough. Roche. Orush. Yeah, I'm going to Roche. Duke and Arashi. Galdino, I don't know if he has hockey. If he did, he might have a chance, but I'm giving it to the Duke. Momonosuke, now that he's grown up. Baby Momonosuke cannot. Oh, baby Momonosuke with dragon powers. Beating Baby 5? It's tough. Those are quirky, like, personalities she might lose because she's a kid or whatever. Kaido versus Garp. Garp's past his prime. I think he need to be in his prime to beat Kaido, and he's not doing it now. Sorry, Garp. The Mary versus Brooke. Brooke got that. Gold Roger versus Hannibal Roger. Sakazuki versus Usopp. Hawkins versus Rebecca. Hawkins. Kaido versus Moria. We've seen this. Zoro versus Momonosuke Zoro. Dragon versus Rose Dragon. Luffy versus Paulie. Kyros versus the Duke. I'm giving it to Kyros. Oh, the Duke with the full moon beat Jack. Kyros ain't beating Jack. I'm giving it to the Duke. Well, half him beat Jack. Zoro versus Marco. Giving it to Zoro. That'd be an interesting fight, but that'd be like him versus King. Once Marco's stamina wears off, he's cutting a nigga in half. Kenny Mon versus Borsellino. Monet versus Kid. Let's go. Eustace. Duke versus Drake. Ex Drake. Kuma versus Enel. Now this is a tough one. Enel has a lot of versatility, firepower, and range. Kuma also has range. The lightning's faster, lightning's faster than sound. But Kuma can take a lot of damage. He's a robot now, so that might actually fuck him up more. That's tough. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it was Fried Circus. I don't know how that would work. Let's just say Kuma could take a couple bolts. But he has hockey. He has the observation. Well, I don't know. Is Inaru's hockey like higher than regular observation? It just looked crazy back then because we didn't know. Like Inaru isn't more of an observation user than Mo. Well, no, he has that electric thing he combines with it, so maybe he is. It's tough. I really want to give it to Kuma, but Enel's just so powerful. Rayleigh versus Corazon. Rayleigh. Shanks versus Laboon. He would do it with tears in his eyes, but he's doing it. Shanks. Newgate versus Bonnie. Newgate. Roger versus Chopper. Oh my god, that'd be a stomping. Waller versus Kizaru. Crocodile Izo, Croc. Nekomamushi, Dragon. Ace Buggy, Ace. Doflamingo, Senior Pink. Tagashi, Doflamingo, Tagashi. Tashigi. Kuzan X Drake. Ace Rob Lucci. Ace before he died, or Rob Lucci? Ace was at least, he was competing with other first commanders, and Rob Lucci is fighting with he. Rob Lucci could be the strongest first mate if he decided to be a pirate. Like if he just left the world government and decided to be a pirate, he's first commander. He would be Kaido's second in command because he's a Zoan, and he has an awakening. He would be one of the only people on his fucking crew with an awakening. The only thing that stops Rob Lucci from being his second is King having a crazy lineage. Like him being a fucking, like, because Rob Lucci can do everything pretty much he can do, except I would say King's strongest form is him full Lunarian going crazy, and not him in hybrid pterodactyl form. Because I think his wings from him being a Lunarian is better than his wings as a Pteranodon or whatever. So Rob Lucci, would he be over King? King has range because he has fire moves, and he uses a weapon, which may or may not. Shit, he's not a swordsman, but I mean, Rob Lucci has claws, so he technically has bladed weapons as well. This is tough because Ace has a certain tax on him that I don't want to include here, but Rob Lucci, man, could he beat Ace? The stories behind Ace, but since he's dead, there's no more like, oh, Ace has to get here. So it's like we can just look at Ace like in a vacuum. He has a lot of different moves, so does Rob Lucci. He relies on the devil fruit, so does Rob Lucci. They both are really good at hockey. Rob Lucci's almost a little bit more practiced because he took like pre-hockey courses. You know what I'm saying? Like those 6 powers are like warm up hockey shit. Like if you want to master hockey, Ace masters hockey, right? He probably doesn't know Skywalk because he just uses his fruit to like blast off or whatever. But Rob Lucci has Skywalk, so he can precision attack in the sky and shit. Which is Rob Lucci's a little more skilled, but Ace has raw talent as a fighter, and he has crazy range. Will the range overtake Lucci? I don't know. That's tough. I feel like he can get past it. I feel like Rob Lucci would lose a lot more damage. Like he would take a lot more chip damage. Like he would have to full body block, which is take or eat some of the fire punches. Like they would fucking do some technical fighting, and then once Ace gets range, Rob Lucci has to recover and like get back at Ace. But Ace can just let off some flames. He can let off the fireflies. Like there's a lot Ace can do when it comes to just hands. But Rob Lucci might have the speed advantage over him and the durability once he transforms into like his hybrid awaken. Ugh, that's tough. It all depends on if Ace has stronger arm and hockey. And I think Rob Lucci is just too much for him. I feel like Rob Lucci would take significant damage. He might get something burnt off. Like he might have one of the gnarliest scars ever, but Rob Lucci might pull out the win on this one. Dragon. Is Dragon beating an Admiral? I think so. Is it mid-diff? I think Barcelona is the weakest of the current Admirals, even including Greenville. I think Greenville had a bad showing, but I think Barcelona is hanging on, and he keeps his position by like being ready to act. He might not be able to handle everything, but he's just like, hey man, I'm not gonna make it difficult for anybody at any point. And that's worth a lot in a fucking military structure. So I don't think he's necessarily up there all because of his overwhelming strength. I think he's a good soldier. So Dragon. Kid can be Pedro. Kuzan is beating Crocodile, but it's a great fight. Kuzan is not beating Kaido. Dragon's beating Gil Tesoro. Sabo is beating Smoker. Smoker, yeah, he was having a tough time with Virgo. I feel like Sabo could beat Virgo in the mid diff because he's beating Doflamingo as well, and that's probably gonna be a high diff. So there's no way he's having a tougher time with fucking. Well, Smoke could probably beat Virgo too, to be honest. But that's his high diff. He's high diffing Virgo, and then he's probably losing to Doflamingo 8 times out of 10. So Sabo. I don't know who that is. Zoro. Shanks beating Dofi. Shanks is beating Law. Is Kaido beating the Red Dog? Pulls up on anybody. Pulled up on Blackbeard. Is that solely because he thinks he can beat him or because he can't just let it go? If Kaido requested this same ship, would he be on that ship? Like, I can beat Kaido's ass? That is a great question. Oh, I wish we had the answer to that, or at least a hint to it, because I have no idea. But Kaido and Akainu, they both have crazy fruits. I feel like that it's going to come down to Haki. Like, the fruits are going to be kind of the open and volley and like the support for the craziness. Like, Kaido can let off a bunch of blast breaths. Sakazuki can make it rain meteors, but that's not going to be what decides the fight. Like Kaido says, it's probably going to be Haki. I feel like Kaido has shown more times to falter or to give up or to be like, damn, we got more bad tape for Kaido. Sakazuki, as long as he's been an admiral or a fleet admiral, he's been on go, even after taking the world's strongest 2 punches. So I'm giving it to Red Dog. That's a good fight. I think Lucci can beat Dofi, and Boa was compared to Dofi. Shanks definitely beating Rob Lucci. Roger's beating Rayleigh. Roger is beating. Shit, that's tough. Roger needed help with rocks. I'm guessing after he got Dami reversied or whatever. So Newgate was under rocks, but he wasn't really under rocks. He was just like another contemporary captain that was also working with him. You know what I'm saying? That's man. I want to give it to Roger because he fought someone more ambitious with probably stronger Haki and will. So I'm gonna give it to Roger. Dragon and the Red Dog. Can Dragon beat the Red Dog? The Red Dog beat Dragon. Sakazuki. Dragon. If he has that fruit, man, it's just crazy. I feel like because of his lineage, Dragon has like physical strength and Haki mastery are just cranked up to like 8. I don't want to give him a 10, but I feel like it's an 8 off rip. And then there's probably like another level of Haki that's being hidden right now from us. Dragon probably has that. So that would crank him up to a 9-10. And then on top of that, he probably has a fruit. Sakazuki probably has an 8 Haki as well, but he doesn't have the next level. I feel like you can't be in the Marine to have the next level. You have to be a certain level of free to get to that final power up in the story that's used to defeat the evil in the world. Like Sakazuki is like him and what him and Garp is doing, trying to fix the world from the inside. It only allows you to grow so much because you're ultimately under somebody and you're gonna have to curtail what you want, not because you fought for it and lost, but because you're stopping yourself from doing shit. Like there's gonna be some calls that Akainu wants to make that he can't do because of world government. And that's not true for people like Dragon or Luffy and all these people on the outside. Garp has a lot of freedom, but it stops at one point. And I feel like that's the last key ingredient drop you need just to get to that 1% more to be the top dog. So I'm giving it to Dragon. Bone Clay versus Hawkins. Hawkins. Dragons beating Hawkins. Luffy's beating Kid. Shanks beating Enel. Luffy's beating Zoro. Shanks beating Sabo. Shit. Is Shanks beating Dragon? Shanks. I feel like Shanks has so much narrative going for him. It would be irresponsible to vote for him over to vote for anyone else over him. But Dragon now is starting to gain some of the most like crazy, some crazy backup as far as all right, the story is behind him, so he's gonna grow, or we're gonna see what he can really do, and it has to be crazy because of X, Y, and Z. Shanks would be a good choice here because we still haven't seen what Dragon can do, but I feel like that just has to mean it's going to include everything we've seen so far, and he might be the vehicle to show us a new level of power. Him and Shanks are pretty much being unveiled at the same time as well, which is crazy. Like as far as their backstories and like the real like what's driving them, like they're like Shanks is going a little bit before. I mean, Dragon is like, showing his cards a little bit before Shanks or like at the same time, but it's like Dragon's already an adult when Shanks is a kid. So we're gonna see Dragon do a bunch of stuff. Then we're gonna see Shanks unveil. And I feel like he's gonna be like, all right, he's the last vehicle for like a super powerful lineage, bloodline factors, KK Genkais, and everything. Like you want to see what the ultimate is, it's Shanks, and then Dragon's gonna be right behind him. So I'm gonna give it to Shanks. Luffy, is he beating Goldie Roger right now? No, I feel like there's just one or two more things missing from Luffy's arsenal. And I feel like Roger had that. Roger and Shanks. Has Shanks gotten as powerful as his captain? I don't think so. I think there's still once we're able to like look at Roger's entire journey, excluding him getting Giraffe Tail, like we're gonna get pretty much every aspect of Roger's life. Once that's done with God Valley, then we'll see how strong he could have ever been. We haven't seen that yet. And I feel like this tied to Shanks. So I feel like Shanks is gonna have to get to that level. I think we're gonna see Shanks get to the level of, okay, he's as strong as Roger, and now he's gonna have to be stronger than that to beat XYZ. So right now, Roger hasn't shown his cards, which kind of ties into Shanks not showing his cards in a weird way. So it's like Shanks is like the one who him and Luffy are the ones that's like, all right, if anyone's gonna pass Roger, it's these two. Has Shanks already done it? And is Luffy then gonna surpass Shanks? Because it'd be like Roger, Luffy, Shanks. Is Roger the Kobe in this situation? Is it Roger's Kobe, Shanks is Jordan, and Luffy's LeBron? That's tough. I think I'm gonna have to. What's that in Punch?
What's going on, man?
Should just in here getting these characters together, trying to see what's up. I don't know if you see it in Discord.
I see Dragon and Sakazuki.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, it's supposed to be Shanks and Roger right now. You can see Shanks and Roger, or you still see.
Hold on, let me actually click on it. You know, I'll see thanks to Roger now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm trying to see like whose potential is highest. Like I'm trying to see is Gold Roger Kobe and Shanks is Jordan and Luffy's LeBron. Is that what's
Hmm.
going on here? Like at the peak of their powers, is Shanks gonna be the strongest? Or the second strongest, or some say would be the strongest, or and is Roger behind him, or is they all like right? I don't know.
I think Shanks benefit from lineage and being able to watch Roger. And so he should be better than Roger.
That's what I was thinking. Like, but the thing is, it still took Shanks and Roger at the height of their powers. I mean, Shanks and Garp, damn it, it still took Roger and Garp at the height of their powers to beat either a regular Rocks or a Dami reverse Rocks. So I'm like, could
Were,
Shanks?
were,
Hmm?
were they at the height of their powers though? Or were they still on the climb?
At God Valley, it's hard to say. I don't think there's been an enemy as strong as Rocks or Dummy Reverse Rocks to push them further than that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they're at the height of their powers because at the time you got to think about like where Whitebeard is at, and it's implied that Whitebeard is definitely below Rocks, and eventually
Mm.
Whitebeard got a lot stronger.
Well, I don't know if that's true. If he was, because the thing about the Rocks crew altogether was supposed to be that they're a bunch of pretty much captains that got together. So it's
Hmm.
like just because Rocks is leading a bunch of other captains, I don't think that puts him above them necessarily. I can see how it would like lean towards that. I'm not saying I don't see that. It's just I
Yeah,
think the point of the I think the point of the Rocks crew is that it's not like any other crew. So you can't put the captain ahead of everybody. And even what we've seen him fighting Harold to kind of demonstrate his strength, I don't think Whitebeard would do worse in that situation. He's the world's strongest man for like a reason. So if you're going against a giant who probably could contend for that title as well, you know.
yeah. Because I mean, I would argue by the time Odin had got on Whitebeard's cruise, Whitebeard and Roger were both a lot stronger at that point than what they were at God Valley. I mean, I can't prove that, of course,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I would argue that.
Okay. So let's see. At that time, Ro- Garp. Okay, Garp just attacked God Valley, right? Or he just showed up to God Valley and
Yeah,
started attacking the pirates. He was already
yeah,
fighting Roger, Rocks, and
yeah,
Whitebeard. He was fighting everybody already. Like he was chasing all of
yeah,
them, and Garp was still a force to be reckoned with.
yeah.
Between like before God Valley, I would say the world was more tumultuous. There were more stronger enemies on the sea. After God Valley, most of them split up. The power dissolved. Garp and Roger continued to fight, but how much stronger can that make you? And then you fight Whitebeard, but kind of on a friendly tip. Y'all not trying to kill each other. So it's like I don't know if the competition that was around because of what happened in God Valley would foster the strength that you're talking about, the growth. I don't know. I feel like after God Valley, he just fought a bunch of people who was weaker than him and less often. Like if he's fighting Rocks
Mhm.
and you just put Rocks above Whitebeard, I don't know how much higher, but let's just say he's above Whitebeard. After you fight
Yeah,
Rocks, damn near to the death, and it took another person to help, fighting Whitebeard, who was weaker than him, isn't going to make you necessarily stronger. If anything, it'll keep you in shape, we'll say that, but it's hard to push the narrative of they got stronger when Whitebeard might have benefited from fighting Roger, and then he might have gotten up to around his level, but then why would that push Roger to be stronger? Because he's fighting Garp, and Garp is, wasn't strong to pull him in. So he's around Whitebeard level too, just a little bit weaker. So he's fighting two people scarcely as compared to fighting Rocks all the time. I just think it's different, man.
And I mean, I hear what you're saying. I do, but then I think about Roger and Shiki. When Shiki set us held up on his own, like Roger and Shiki was supposed to be like peers, and
Yeah.
eventually Roger got stronger than all of them. But like,
Yeah.
I do think that Roger was strong as hell in God Valley, but I don't think that was his peak at God Valley.
That's fair to say. Because we seen that people hit their peak 40s and 50s, and Rogers was like early 40s, right, or late 30s around God Valley. I can't remember.
I don't even know. I don't know. I got to look at the timeline and know what the ages is.
I feel like when he started growing his mustache out, that's when he started like rolling into the 40s, 50s, and we're seeing like young Roger now.
It's almost implied that Rocks is a lot older than they are.
Yeah,
but
like
I don't know that for sure. I got to look at it.
I feel like he's like Kata Curry to them, almost. Like he's like 50s, damn near 40s, 50s. But it's it's forgot. Okay, so saying all that, Roger may not have been in his peak at God Valley, but he fought his strongest foe not in his peak.
Yeah.
Weird to say, but
if you don't click Roger,
I don't think Shanks has fought his greatest adversary yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
if you don't click Roger.
So your vote is Roger. I'm kind of leaning Roger too. Punch, you going Roger?
Sure.
All right.
Like I said, I do think that Shanks benefits from his lineage and watching Roger, but we ain't seen Shanks. I guess, yeah. It's hard to say right now. So yeah, Roger.
Yeah. Newgate and Silver's Rayleigh.
Newgate.
Yeah. Rayleigh ain't got the juice. Luffy's being
Hannibal. Time out. So you could say easily Newgate for Rayleigh, but you couldn't do that for Shanks and Roger.
Because we already seen both of their peaks. Like only reason why I couldn't do that for Shanks is because we have yet to see Shanks' peak.
His peak was
like
kid.
even like his hockey feet. It's funny. Even Shanks' hockey feet. So far, we've seen better hockey feet from Shanks than we have from Roger. Like that we've actually seen. Now, I ain't crazy. I know that Roger has more, but for what we've seen more from Shanks than we have from Roger.
Yeah. And we already
Shanks versus Whitebeard.
Say what now?
Shanks versus Whitebeard.
Who's winning?
I mean, we got to see Shanks and Whitebeard clash. It was a whole Whitebeard, but
you're saying versus like they fought. That was a hello.
No, I'm asking a question. I'm not saying as if like something happened. I'm asking who would y'all pick?
I would pick Shanks.
Are we talking about their peak powers?
Yeah, Prime Beard, Prime Shanks. You would go Whitebeard. And then understanding you go Whitebeard, that's why you would go Roger.
Yeah, no, that's why I went Roger because of what we're saying. But but before you got on, the way that Valley posed the question, he posed it as what could Shanks be? And so if I'm thinking about what could Shanks be, that's what made me think about it.
Whitebeard over Luffy's
but if we go based off of what we're saying, obviously Roger over Shanks, and obviously Whitebeard over Shanks.
You got Luffy over Whitebeard, Punch?
At this point, yeah.
Shanks or Luffy?
That's tough.
I'm going Shanks. He's not ready. He's not ready to meet Shanks. He won't until Luffy meets Shanks. He's sweeping him.
Control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shanks has better hockey control. We go Shanks.
Shanks or Chopper?
Crazy. That don't make sense. Why would y'all? That don't make sense.
What do you mean?
Scale, it don't make sense. You can't say Shanks over Luffy. If Luffy is over Whitebeard and Whitebeard is over Shanks. That don't make sense.
I was saying
It's
Shanks is over Whitebeard. That's why I was like,
like so.
That was my
I be
bad.
thinking about matchups, man. Like,
Yeah,
like if we going based off of like power levels as one thing, but if we talking about like pure matchups, like it's gonna be different. Some people gonna be over others. Like some people are just bad matchups.
True, some people are just bad matchups, but even with that, like a Nail versus Luffy, bad matchup for a Nail. However, Luffy at the time didn't
Anel.
have hockey.
Yeah, Anel was a
Now, if
better
that fight
pick.
happens again, they both understand have different understandings, and Nail knows how to go around, get around with Luffy because he know about his rubber. Luffy actually has hockey now, so does Luffy would still have the upper hand because he not
Right.
only still has the rubber, but he also has hockey. So it's like even with the matchups, yes, it's still bad, but you can add, saying whatever to it. Whitebeard, Prime, Earthquakes, Hockey, competing with Roger, Prime, Hockey, who was sick, Roger competing with Rocks, Prime, Hockey, not sick, fighting for his family. It-
Now, now I will say this though, in a battle of attrition, Whitebeard's beating Luffy.
yeah, because of time
But
limit.
yeah,
Could Whitebeard survive long enough to get that attrition time?
um,
That's the thing.
young Whitebeard for sure. Old Whitebeard maybe. I mean, old Whitebeard definitely survived fucking Sakazuki blowing his fucking head off. So
Y'all giving Whitebeard durability that I don't think he has. He's not somebody that can take a lot of damage for real.
the motherfucker had 3 holes in his body and was still going.
Yeah,
Not effectively. He was standing there being a target. I'm saying in a fight where the longer you stand in one spot, the more you get chopped down. He can probably still move, but he don't be able to do shit to Luffy if he don't, you know. I think Luffy can take more
And,
damage from Whitebeard than Whitebeard can take damage from Luffy.
and then even in Marineford, like Whitebeard deliberately let himself get to that point. Like he stopped taking his medications like he should and stuff like that or whatnot. Like he let himself get out of shape, and he still did that shit.
Yeah, but and everyone knew that and was like kind of treating him with kid gloves. Like they weren't bloodlusted. They were taking the shot that he gave them. I'm saying that they were vicious with it. It would have been over way faster. And even when he was younger, I think there was a reason he was under rocks. Yes, he was, like I said earlier, there were a bunch of captains being together and trying to get a score and shit. But if they were on a separate cruise, I think Rocks would still beat Whitebeard.
Oh yeah, I think Ross at the time was definitely talking to Whitebeard for sure.
Yeah. Sabo or Law? I'm going
Sabo.
Sabo.
Ooh, that's a hard matchup too. I go Sabo too, but that's a high diff ass fight.
Yeah, it's a high diff fight. 100%. Chopper, Luffy. Luffy's winning. Rob Lucci, Doflamingo. I'm going Rob.
That's hard to say. I mean, Rob's awakening, but Dofi's awakened too.
Luffy is awakened, but his awaken does not increase his stats. So I think eventually he runs out of stamina. I don't think he gets a kill shot in on Luffy, on Lucci.
I mean, like Luffy and Law 2v1 and Dofi still should have won that fight. It was, plot that made Luffy win.
That is true.
Is Lucci able to get away from Doflamingo's awakening? Is the question.
Yeah, he has more than enough speed to keep up.
You think, man, that'd be tough. Yeah.
I don't know because Luffy was outspeeding, like barely kind of outspeeding the strings in Gear 4. Rob Lucci was definitely not keeping up with him in Gear 5.
He
Yeah.
wasn't keeping up with him in Gear 5, but he was keeping up enough that he's faster than Gear 4. Like if he was Gear 4 speed, he wouldn't be able to keep up with Luffy. So I think he's above Gear 4, but below Gear 5, which is still fast as shit. And I don't think Doflamingo could withstand like an attack, many attacks from Rob Lucci. I think Rob Lucci's taking strings and he's gonna move. He's gonna keep moving. Like Doflamingo get some attacks in, but if Rob Lucci gets hits in, Rob Lucci has more durability and endurance than Doflamingo. Like Dofi's getting cooked. Like that radio knife. Imagine him getting radio knifed 5 times more. He's not taking that. So I'm giving it to Rob. Luffy, Sanji.
Luffy.
Yeah. Dragon, Sabo. Definitely Dragon. Inaru, Fujitora.
Inaru Fujitora would be crazy.
Oh,
because
man.
Can Fujitora's gravity affect Inaru being lightning?
Yeah. Yes. Because his body is lightning, but it's still in one spot, I guess. I don't know. If he turns into lightning, can he escape it? Because lightning doesn't have weight.
I think he can.
So, yeah. If he turns into lightning, he might get caught before that because he's not always lightning. But if he gets caught, he has a way to escape.
Does not directly affect the path or existence of lightning discharge. Because gravity is far too weak compared to the electromagnetic forces involved in lightning. However, gravity does influence the atmospheric processes that lead to lightning formation, such as the movement of air and the development of the thunderstorms that produce it.
Which Enel doesn't need. He just turns his body into lightning, so he should still be good, right?
And yeah, I don't think Fuji can handle a speed character.
No, especially one that he can't slow down.
Or see.
Or see. Well, he doesn't need to see. He could feel it, but I don't know if he can. His senses might not be able to keep up with perceiving lightning. Well, actually, no.
Boy, y'all be missing these jokes. But it's all right.
I don't know. I think Inaru has enough firepower to take Fuji out. I think eventually he gets hit and he can't withstand it. So going in there.
We've never seen Fuji actually take a hit though, so we don't know what he can take.
He was in bandages at one point from Sabo. So yeah.
What? Did he really take a hit from Sabo like that for real?
Well, he didn't take I don't think he took a direct hit enough to, put him down, but he was bandaged up. That's all I know. Yeah. And he didn't fight anybody else. So he took damage. It wasn't nothing serious. Can't scale off of it, but come on, man.
I mean, I like Fuji.
I do too. I just can't see his wing condition. Like, what does he do? He can't gravity well him. He can't throw nothing at him. He would have to cut him, but he's not fast enough, so he doesn't have a wing condition. Mom said to give it to Nail, man. Dragon versus Caesar. Obviously, Dragon. Rob Lucci versus Dragon.
I don't know what Dragon can do, but I'm confident in saying Dragon.
Yeah, he probably knows all the Rokushiki techniques Rob Lucci knows and more. Laboon versus Dragon. I don't know why they keep doing this. Dragon versus Enel. That'd be an interesting fight. But I think he can hockey his way out of it somehow. Dragon versus Luffy. Can Luffy beat his dad yet? Can Luffy beat his daddy's ass? Is the question.
If Sabo's number 2, that's the only way I can steal a Dragon. Is not looking at Sabo.
Luffy's beating Sabo right now, though, right? Like he surpassed his brother after the 5th, right?
Yeah, I think Gifford beat Sabo.
Okay, Gifford beat Sabo. So he's in between Sabo and Luffy. I don't know what would put him above him. Maybe if he can beat, if Dragon is in your opinion, if he was in the Marines, would he beat out Sakazuki for Fleet Admiral? You think?
It's hard to say.
Right.
It's really hard to say. Like, I think Garp could have beat out Sakazuki, so it's potential.
Oh yeah. True. Mm, Year 5 Luffy. Dragon definitely is awakened. If he has one of those fruits from God Valley and it's awakened with the hockey he has, he might be one of the coldest niggas alive.
Like, God Valley is crazy. They
Oh,
them niggas is like really like committing mass genocide.
oh yeah, it's insane.
And I feel like it's worse than the Buster Call. The Buster Call is all happening at once.
Yeah,
You niggas going out with a scoring system and man,
it's some real vile shit. I'm going Dragon. I don't think Luffy. If Luffy can't beat Shanks with his surrogate father, I don't think he can beat his real father either.
Luffy.
Luffy's beating Dragon? Why is
Yeah.
that? Why is that, sir?
Because he's Gear 5, Luffy. He's a comic. He's a tune. He's broken. Luffy.
But Shanks saw all that and was like, "You still have growing to do." And Shanks is younger than Dragon.
Yeah, but I don't put Shanks and Dragon having the same hockey.
Who has higher hockey?
Shanks. Dragon just has more experience.
Do you think Shanks is Dragon stronger than Akainu?
Mm.
See?
Let me get going. That's a toss up, bro.
Fair. All right, so one Luffy. I'm thinking Dragon Punch. Which way you going, man? You tiebreaker. Punch.
say what now?
You did tiebreaker, man. Luffy or Dragon?
Shit, man. I don't know. I want to say Dragon because I feel like it's too early for Luffy. But I feel like if we're going how we've been going off of peak, then it's got to be Luffy.
All right. I don't want to go peak for Luffy because they haven't been written yet, type thing. The only reason I was going peak for the other two because their story was done.
Okay. Well, then if we're going right now, I think Dragon's experience wins out.
Yeah, I feel the same. Rob Lucci or Rouge. Now, Rouge has crazy potential to come in the story and like be instrumental for no reason, but Lucci has proven that he's that nigga.
I say Lucci though, because
Yeah.
Rhodes, I mean, and granted, 2 years he could have gotten stronger, but fighting pacifistas and kind of struggling with a fucking pacifista, I don't see Lucci struggling with a pacifista.
No. Enel or Caesar? I feel like Caesar's fruit should have gone to someone else because it's such a good fruit.
It is. That's it's crazy because he's a scientist at that, but I feel like that fruit is wasted on him because he's not creative enough.
Right. Beppo or Laboon? Going Beppo.
Who? Beppo.
Good old Beppo. Barcelino.
Beppo ain't have enough sports too long. It's crazy though.
All right. I feel like we would have answered this different a couple years ago, but Big Mom or Akainu?
Man, Big Mom got a bag, bro.
She does. It's kind of insane.
Big Mom's Big Mom has a bag out of this world. I would
Big
probably go
bag.
Big Mom,
Here we go.
even though older Rick Rhoda her bad.
Yeah.
You know what? She should have lost that fight to Kid in Law.
She lost that fight to Kid in Law because she fell on the dynamite. So it's like if she just hit the ground, she could have just climbed back up and beat their ass. So really, she didn't lose to them, but that's a meta point. Like we know, but in the One Piece world, they beat her or whatever. So it's like I feel like Lin. I feel like he wrote like a Superman or a Superwoman into his story, and he didn't get. There's no kryptonite.
Yeah, like
There-
Big Mom is.
There's nothing that he could do that can convince us really that she died. She had to fall.
And
Not only did she blow up with billions of pounds of TNT, not only did she fall in a volcano, she did both of those things at the same time. And we're still like, maybe. He just drew the character too strong.
Right. And then that fucking Misery shit, being able to fight with her and Misery.
God,
Oh
bro.
man.
She gonna make the lava a homie.
I was just about to say that.
To make the lava do something else. Because he can control lava. Can he control lava after she done made it a homie?
I think it's like Hunter x Hunter rules. Like whoever controls it first is it stays like that.
Yeah. I feel like that's the same kind of argument that I be trying to make between Law and Kid, because Law has the room powers where Kid has the electromagnetic powers, like who wins out in a battle for control.
I feel like that one's kind of interesting because they're operating it in different ways. Like Kid is controlling the waves, which is controlling the brick. Law is controlling the brick itself. So it's like Law would have to, like, if Kid pushed like a big metal fucking ball at him or whatever, Law is then free to control it and slow it down while Kid tries to like push it forward. So it's not conflicting forces, I guess, because he's basically telekinetic. So it's like Kid will still be pushing on the brick, but Law would just like make it jump to the left or whatever to like dodge it. So I feel like they should have did that. Law and Kid should have fought just so I could see that. I really want to go Big Mom on this Akainu Big Mom shit. I really want to go Big Mom.
For real.
Going Big Mom, yeah. What you going, Nap? Nap, you said it? I would like to know your opinion, though.
Nope.
This man being Cinderella, that's crazy. I'm going Big Mama. And Big Mom's definitely beating Sabo, although that would be an interesting fight. But, gots to go Big Mom. Gil Tesoro versus Enel. I don't know too much about Gil Tesoro. I know he got gold, but that's just a conductor, so I'm going Enel. Lin versus Nekomamushi. Big Mom versus Lucci.
I think Gil Tesoro can beat NL though.
Oh, for real?
So I feel like it would be the same thing as Lucy versus NL.
Oh,
Because Gold is a conductor.
Well, wouldn't it be different? Because rubber's an insulator, but gold's a conductor. So wouldn't NL have the advantage?
You think so?
It conducts it draws electricity towards him. Or you think he would act like a lightning rod and it would just go into the ground?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
it would just pass right through it.
That's interesting. So like Mr. One would be also just a nerf for Enel or whatever.
And he's all metal.
Yeah, just basically if you're a metal and you just turn metal when he strikes you, you just transfer to the ground. I guess the problem is if you're in the air and he hits you, I guess as long as you don't turn back, you'll just be an electric blade man until you hit the ground.
Hmm.
And would that be good? Would that build up inside? I don't even know how that works. Like, if you're metal, are you just metal all the way through, or are you just encased in metal?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
Yeah. Brook versus Kizaru. I'm going Kizaru. Beppo versus Hawkins. I kind of want to go Beppo because I think Hawkins is only really good if he has a bunch of people to sacrifice. If it's just him and his straw nigga, that straw man ain't doing shit to Beppo, really.
Nope.
Especially in Sulong form. Apparently, he just goes Sulong. So I'm gonna go Beppo and Sulong. Linlin versus Borsellino. If she's 50-50 with Akainu, she's definitely beating Kizaru. So I'm going Linlin, Beppo and Luffy.
Yeah.
Big Mom, Luffy. Is Luffy at the point where he can go back and beat Katakuri's mama's ass?
Yeah.
He's at that point. Gear 5 was a turning point. Is that the thing he needed to beat Big Mom?
I think so.
What does beating Big Mom look like?
I mean,
does he break her hockey?
I
Like,
don't even know.
right. Like, what does that look like? What does beating Big Mom look like? Because it's not explosives in a volcano. That's crazy enough to think about. What else do you need to beat her?
I mean, I feel like his fight with Big Mom would be very similar to his fight with Kaido.
Kaido didn't even die because Luffy punched him. He died as also because of a volcano, doing burn damage on the back end. Luffy really didn't even beat Kaido for real.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit that Kaido didn't dodge.
Facts. It was like, I'm just gonna my heads up. Even though I dodged your fucking first mate's killer slash, but I won't dodge this. I need someone to direct my movements. So stupid. But yeah, like if there was no random volcano under Wano, he would have just crawled back up. Right?
Yeah.
No,
No?
no.
So the lava wasn't doing shit to him down there. It was all the punch.
No, yes, it was the punch.
Bullshit.
I agree so with that too. That it was the punch.
It was the punch that got him underground. I agree. Once he stopped, because the only reason he was going through not the only reason, part of the reason he was going through the ground is because he was a giant flaming magma dragon. So he was helping the earth burn beneath him. If he just transformed back into Kaido once he got knocked out, that crater would have been a lot smaller. He wouldn't have got to the volcano. There's a lot of shit going on here. There was a lot helping Luffy. It wasn't just a punch.
So yeah, the fire probably helped him maneuver through the ground a little more, but that punch was sending him through the ground anyway.
Facts. I'm not denying that.
Straight line.
Yeah.
It was gonna be more of a straight line than him being like a coil, going through.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know why it went more in a circular motion anyway, unless his arm was twisted, which I don't remember him doing.
Yeah, right.
But, if that was the case anyway, that was going to happen regardless. So,
I don't think he would have went as far, but it's Oda. That doesn't really matter because, Oda's wanted it to happen. But like you said, that punch was devastating, fucking insane, big as an island, punched him to the ground. Kaido would have been reeling. I'm not saying he would have hopped out like Sakazuki after Whitebeard and started chasing after Ace, but that magma helped, probably kept him there till after the arc, if nothing else, and killed him afterwards. All I'm saying is Luffy did not murder Kaido. Luffy knocked him into a place where he wasn't able to live, is what happened. Right? I'm not tripping, am I?
Yeah,
I still don't believe that Kaido's dead though. But
oh, you don't think Kaido? Okay. You don't think Kaido's dead? That's fair.
Yeah, I still don't get it.
Yeah, because you on the whole Oda, yeah. Oda don't kill people, so fair. But back to this question, Luffy versus Lin Lin. I'm still kind of stuck because the way she's
That's
written,
hard to say, man.
the way she's written, I can't, especially with Luffy's kit, I can't say that she would lose because Kaido got punched into the ground, right? He basically got hit with TNT, I guess. Like, if you want to say Big Mom getting the TNT and going into the lava is Kaido's version of getting hit with Bajirang gun and then thrown into the lava. I think if you hit Big Mom or Bajirang gun, she might handle it better and she might not go to the lava.
Big Mom don't got enough.
Big Mom don't got what? Did you hear him, Bunch?
Nuh-uh.
She don't got enough to take on Luffy.
She has a deeper bag than Kaido. And more people, literally, to help her out. Kaido was solo. Big Mom can enlist niggas.
Okay, you got a Sun that ain't doing nothing to Luffy. You got a Cloud that ain't doing nothing to Luffy.
Blast Breath.
So
He had to be like.
The only thing is Napoleon, and I'm pretty sure at this point he can grab Napoleon with arm and hockey and then throw him. So now it's Big Mom versus Luffy. And
she can make another sword.
Kaido's scales are tempered. She has to find another sword. She can't just make one come out of nowhere. She got to find one.
Big Mom's toughness and Kaido's toughness are almost indistinguishable from each other.
Right. Yeah, but not the same. His scales are definitely tougher than her.
You can't say definitely after saying, yeah, they're basically the same. That's what?
No, I'm agreeing with as far as like the same as what you're saying, like similar. Yeah, they're similar, but it's not the same. It's similar in the sense of there's toughness. Yes. Iron Balloon, I can't get past his what's the name because they both coating their bodies with Conqueror's Haki. Yeah. But there's also a layer of those scales being in there, which Big Mom don't have. She just got skin. He packing Shorty up.
Well, Kaido's okay. I agree. I agree with the scales point. I agree with the scales point. No. I agree with the scales point. That makes sense. Like, if they're both crazy because they coat themselves in Conqueror's Haki, and on top of that, Kaido has scales, it would make sense to where the extra push would come from. So I agree with that. There's no fire to assist Big Mom to go to the lava. So it would be, can Big Mom take the dynamite without the lava and survive? And I think the answer is yes. So that's my thing. I think Kaido, in the way he was, sealed his fate because he ended up having, like, the lava wasn't even an option for him. Big Mom, they was trying to get that bitch in the lava. So their plan worked. Luffy just punched him. He wasn't sure if he was going down, but he damn sure hoped so. And then luckily there was a fucking caldera beneath where they were fighting, and that finished the job for him. That's my main point. And I think because of how Big Mom is, she's taking the punch, right? She might go to Lin. She might go to Olin. That might be like the cop out. Like, she might get hit so hard because of Bajirang, because that's way stronger than fucking the Brachio bomber, that she permanently goes back to Olin and she doesn't fight anymore. But she's surviving.
Move out the way, goddamn, motherfucking shit.
Get out the way. Soldier Boy coming through. Real quick, Nap, does Luffy have a win condition for Big Mom? Do you think the Bajirang gun with no volcano is beating Big Mom? Huh?
You know. You said, do I think what?
I'm trying to see this finish this matchup. It's Luffy versus Big Mom. I'm trying to see, do you think if Luffy hit her with a Bajirang gun with no volcano, is Big Mom dying?
I think she's going in the dirt.
Damn. All right, so you got Luffy over Big Mom. Punch, you have Luffy over Big Mom.
I'm torn.
Facts. I have Big Mom, so it's Luffy 1, Big Mom 1. So you're the tiebreaker, man. You gotta guide us to the promised land. Who's capping, me or Nap?
I mean, I originally went Luffy over Big Mom. I guess I'm gonna stick to my gun there.
Stick to the guns. Yeah, man. It's our choice. I'm not mad at it. Luffy's fucking powerhouse. Luffy's beating a nail, even if a nail had hockey now. I've Luffy's beating him. Obviously. Hannibal or Polly. Give it to Hannibal because the ropes are getting burnt. Hannibal can literally create fire for some reason.
Because the same way the buddy with the cigar on Marineford, there was a Whitebeard affiliate, can make fire on his flame sword. The same as Kennymon, same as Zoro. You can cut fire. Yeah, that shit.
Zoro can cut fire. Can he create fire out of nothing, like Kennymon?
I messed up with that. I just said cut, but yeah, I messed up with that. Stop the Kennymon.
Yeah.
Go back and edit that in post.
Hilarious. Inoru or Sanji?
That's about something.
Now, Sanji.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go Sanji.
Yeah. Whitebeard is beating Kid, right?
Oh, good. Yep. For sure.
Nap.
Yes. If there's two, you don't need my opinion.
Zoro's beating Hannibal, of course. Is Zoro beating Big Mom is the question now.
No.
Whoa.
Not yet.
Zoro ain't got the juice. What's up, Nap?
Who you got?
Whatever one allows you to answer.
No problem.
Because Big Mom got a kid.
I say Big Mom over Zoro.
Zoro can cut Prometheus because of the fire. Can he cut Shorty because she a cloud? Yes, because I think he was able to cut Zeus still too, being hockey.
I don't know if he was able to cut. That's up in the air. I don't think he cut Zeus.
I think he did.
I don't know if it was Brooke that cut Zeus, but
no, Brooke that cut
Brooke
Zeus.
cut. Yeah, what's the name? What's Kid trapped Zeus in the box? Never mind.
And we know how vulnerable he is to lightning. We already saw that.
Quick though, and he's resourceful as well as durable.
You see how you have to shoot Zoro Bell, and you know what Big Mom is. You should probably just give it to her.
I'm not shooting him Bell. I'm just saying that's his character. He's resourceful. This nigga uses his swords to fly in the air. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, we know he's durable. Like, nothing happened. So, as well as taking lightning strikes from a nail and then kind of finishing out, cutting the tree and everything else. So
we also saw Arlong look at that nigga chest and be like, "Damn, you should be dead," and he was very close to that. I think Big Mom could put him in that same predicament, maybe.
Potentially. It's tough. It's very close.
Very close.
I feel it.
But ultimately, Lin takes the cake. Where do
you going Lin anyway? Oh, okay. Yeah, wasting my time. Gotcha.
No, I knew that you couldn't deny facts. You knew who was gonna win. Sanji or Beppo? I'm going Sanji.
Sanji, man.
Newgate versus Big Mom. We'll go Prime Beard versus Big Mom.
Punch left.
Yeah. I think it worked. I'm thinking Prime Beard has it over Big Mom. They were on the same crew,
Yeah,
and they were pretty much equals at the time. And then Big Mom kind of only got better with time as far as power goes. Like, I don't even think that her prime was any different than what the Big Mom we saw, right? Because the soul fruit basically filled in any gaps. Like, if she was physically strong when she was young, she was physically strong when she was a kid. It didn't, like, her strength doesn't even it doesn't rely on her age. No matter what age she is, she's sneezing houses away. Ed Newgate seemed like his power was rooted in his humanity, and he just happened to be a huge, strong person. But eventually that gave out because it was like natural. Big Mom's strength is unnatural and unwavering. So it's hard to say is what's propping Whitebeard up is his fight with Roger, right? Because Roger's such a legend, and Roger could beat so many people, and Rox could beat so many people. So if Newgate's in the mix with them, it's hard to put Big Mom there. But if you look at the hard numbers on paper, Big Mom is a way bigger asset than Whitebeard.
I mean, asset, I guess, yeah, for being able to do a little bit more. But also too, like, you got
I can't definitively say who's stronger physically, like pound for pound. Like they punch that little machine to see how strong you are. It could go either way, right?
Maybe.
Unless you like account for Oda feeling like women are physically, well, not feeling like, it's kind of a fact, but like them being weaker, that'd be the only thing you could pull. Be like, well, she's a woman, even though she's Big Mom. If you had to put her against a legendary figure of strength like Kaido, or you would put Kaido and Whitebeard over her. Like other freaks of strength, you kind of have to put them over her. But like, I think Big Mom might even be as strong as Harold.
I mean, that's because she like a big person, though. You feel me? Like, wouldn't
Right, but her at 70 and Whitebeard at 70. Whitebeard lost a step. Big Mom is still as strong as Harold now, probably. All right.
Big Mom is as strong as Harold now?
If they clash, like if Harold came at her with a full swing and she wanted to stop that shit, she would pull Napoleon out. And it's not hard for me to argue that she would stop his swing, maybe even push him back if she got pissed enough, right? Like, there's nothing to say that Big Mom isn't one of the strongest people we've seen exist, right? No, like, no one bitched her ever. No one, like, caught her shit and was like, oh, little girl. No one. So it's like, if no one is checking her, what's up?
You got it. Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Big Mom. But I don't know. I gotta hop out real. Oh, I'm a mute. I gotta do something.
I bet up.
Yeah.
I might have to make a video on Big Mom, man. Because the more I think about Big Mom, the more niggas can't really fuck with her. The only bad tape on her is a bunch of gags from characters that she would squish. Like, if they couldn't run away or do some clever maneuver to confuse her, she would stomp everybody that's ever crossed her, pretty much. Not everybody. That's why I guess I said pretty much. But for the most part, Big Mom is fucking like death and taxes, my nigga. But Edward Newgate, Whitebeard, also is crazy when it comes to strength, shaking the world, shaking islands. But that don't matter to Big Mom. You shake the island she's on, the island might be in rubble, but Big Mom is just there on Zeus looking at you like, you done? I'm giving it to Big. I want to give it to Big Mom because she didn't beat Whitebeard that whole time, but they had history, so it's less of a reason. But she's not sentimental like that, especially the older she got, the crazier she got, the more power hungry she got. I'm sure if Whitebeard like was stood in her way for something, she would fight him, but Oda wouldn't let it. Oda wouldn't let her kill Whitebeard, even though it would make sense. In my mind, Big Mom beats Whitebeard. Obviously, Big Mom beats Sanji. Big Mom beats Chopper. Zoro beats Nekomamushi. Zoro beats Rob Lucci. Akainu beats Sanji. Whitebeard beats Sabo. Whitebeard beats... And Whitebeard beats him. Whitebeard beats Zoro. Whitebeard beats Chopper. Whitebeard beats Viola. Does Whitebeard beat the Red Dog? Now, we saw him in Marineford. He snuck up on Buddy, threw him in the motherfucking sky, and then, you know what I'm saying, proceeded to give him work. Is Sakazuki surviving this? Straight up bout. We'll go prime Whitebeard just because we don't have to deal with the thickness. I know this is Marineford Whitebeard, but we're going prime. Prime. Damn, that's tough. Is Sakazuki beaten? Akainu is going hands. He's throwing hands with Roger and Rocks. I can't see why not. Like, why wouldn't he be able to fight Rocks and all them? So it's like, if he can do some damage to Rocks, then Whitebeard should be not easy work, but he's not low diffident. I think the Red Dog definitely. Oh shit! Your Red Dog definitely got more juice. As far as destructive power, like eventually, the hazard that the fruit that he has presents is way more effective. Like, yeah, Newgate can fuck up the shit around you and tilt the island, but one-on-one, that doesn't matter much. Like, you know, so I think one wrong step in some magma can change a lot as opposed to you slipping up and getting hit with a shockwave. So I'm going to have to give it to Sakazuki over Whitebeard. Sanji's over Carrot. Blackbeard's over Sanji. Blackbeard's over White. Huh?
Sanji over Carrot is crazy.
Sanji is way over Carrot. What?
It's Carrot. It's a girl. It's Carrot.
It has to be a human girl. I don't think he does that shit.
You was doing the Garchu stuff.
That's true. Shit. I didn't think about that. I forgot about that. Edward Newgate versus Marshall D. Teach.
Well, does he flip the switch? Because if he flips the switch, maybe not. You ain't gotta worry about it. So if you flip the switch to be able to beat Carrot, then yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility.
Is Blackbeard beating Whitebeard? Prime Whitebeard beating Two Fruit Blackbeard. It's looking like they have the same fruit that would kind of cancel out. Teach doesn't have the strength. He's a good fighter, but not on the scale that Whitebeard is. But then not only could Teach cancel his can't cancel Whitebeard's fruit, he can then use his fruit against him. And Whitebeard doesn't have he's durable. You got what?
Yeah, Blackbeard.
What's the win condition for Blackbeard? Stabbing with the Wolverine claws? Whitebeard took thousands of that. I don't know if Teach can outmaneuver him, but well, I guess maybe he can just use the shockwave fruit to amplify his punches, and then he'll be able to hurt Whitebeard more. And maybe he'll get like Whitebeard Quake Claw. Ooh, that'd be nasty. Yeah, I'm gonna Teach. Teach beating Usopp. Teach is beating Ivankov. Teach beating Kaido. You hearing that?
Yeah.
Is Teach beating Kaido?
Yes.
Is it because of the darkness route?
No, it's because I feel like he understands Rio because he had an understanding of Haki pre-time skip. So I believe he's able to do damage internally to Kaido, as well as combining that with the Earthquake fruit. So I feel like that would, kind of give him the added what he needs as far as doing internal damage.
Question is that enough? Because won't he need Conqueror's Coding as well to be able to actually do damage? Because Luffy had Rio before. Luffy had Rio before, and he was knocking Kaido around, but it wasn't until he infused it with Conqueror's Haki that he was able to win.
I mean, I feel like that's what he's going to do anyway, is do that to be able to compete with Kaido.
You think he has that right now already?
100%.
Who did he fight to get Conqueror's Coding to push him that far, to that level?
I don't think it's anybody that he fought. I think it's just the knowledge that he has and what he needs to do.
And you just gonna get his man Conqueror's Coding like that.
I feel like he can apply it. Okay, well, maybe he don't got it. I feel like he does, but maybe he don't.
I feel like it would have to be some kind of secret fight, but like it seems like you have to get into a fight with someone that either has it or you have to get into a fight with someone that's super close to you and that push you to that level. I don't think Teach has allowed himself to get into those type of fights. I think Ace was like the last big knockdown, drag out fight that he was in where he put himself into danger. Like even with Law, he showed up with other people and was ready to use them. With Ace, he was like, I'm doing the solo. Maybe he would have jumped him if it went bad, but like I think Conqueror's Haki, you need to go through the shit like Luffy did, like in a serious fight. And I can't remember I can't think of any opponents that would challenge Teach like that to whereas he would need to unlock it. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy that nobody thinks about Marco and the Payback War.
Exactly.
Like, a lot of people don't even.
Because fuck him.
That's crazy.
But that nigga's not like that. He would never push Teach anywhere. Because they even said, they described it as him getting his ass beat. Or Marco. Like he lost handily.
Yeah, I think it was more of like a team effort. Like understanding like Blackbeard having that devil fruit and everything else, and then his people against Marco. Like I don't think everybody was there. I don't remember what they said, but I don't recall everybody being there.
Yeah,
so
man,
people
it was
are missing. But if everybody is there, then yeah. That to your point, then yeah. It was just they whooped up on them pretty. Regardless, they whooped up on them bad anyway. I don't know. I still feel like he has it though.
Yeah. Yeah. Blackbeard got a lot going on right now. Davy Clan member, all that. Dad, there's Rocks was his daddy. So we had to give it to Teach. Kaido versus Page. Kaido. Sanji versus his fucking teacher, Sanji. Jinbei versus Whitebeard. Fucking Whitebeard. Kaido versus Sanji. Kaido. Kaido versus Whitebeard. Where you going on that one? Prime Kaido, I guess Prime White Prime Beard, and I guess Prime. It is the Kaido that Luffy fought Prime Kaido.
You said the who?
Is the Kaido that Luffy fought Prime Kaido?
Oh,
He didn't fall off. He didn't fall off, right? He's still that nigga.
I mean, potentially in that realm, yeah.
Hey, I don't think there was a more powerful time in history, right? Because when he lost to Odin, that was the only time we've seen him active Yonko, not on Rock's crew, but not in the present. So, and he had to be weaker because he lost to Odin. Huh?
He wasn't prime then because them legs was too skinny. He ain't getting the weight room yet.
100%. So current Kaido is, for all intents and purposes, Prime Kaido, and Luffy Gear 5 beat him.
Close to it, if not, when he's like a little over the hump already, but not by much.
Right. And Prime Whitebeard, you would say, is when? Right after he got off Rocks? Is that Prime Kaido? Is that like God Valley Whitebeard? Is that Prime or post God Valley? Because apparently people got stronger after they, I guess, formed their own crew and shit.
I mean, you have to, I would assume.
So let's say when Whitebeard was recruited, when Whitebeard had Odin and Roger was trying to recruit him, would that be Prime Beard right there? Because Odin would be his first mate, which will be his strongest first mate that he's ever had. He's about to trade him to Roger, so it was the end of their journey together because he never gave him back. So that was Prime Beard, right? That was the Prime Beard before he lost Odin to Roger, and after God Valley. Hello?
Whoa.
What makes you Prime is also how strong your crew is and who's under you. And Marco's definitely weaker than Odin.
I mean, potentially only because like he got sick at some point. So I think the time after Roger died, in that time, like after Roger died, Whitebeard is like considered prime for probably about like until Shanks becomes Yonko. So
you
probably
think even after he lost Odin, he got stronger?
I'm not saying he got stronger. I'm just saying like I feel like because of where he was at in that status, it was Roger, and then once Roger was gone, who was the next up in line? And it's like Whitebeard, he's the strongest man as far as like maybe him and Kaido fought, maybe something else registered for it to showcase that. You know what I'm saying? To where Whitebeard was notably that.
I think the fighting kept him young. The fighting kept him prime, in my opinion. Like when Roger went off for his journey and they weren't like regularly meeting up and fighting each other. When Roger had like a goal, I feel like that was the decline of Whitebeard's prime. Because he was the only reason he would fight. He would run away from the Marines. He would not get into it with other pirates if he could help it. And he would just fucking chill. And when Roger left, no one was strong enough or legendary enough to go after him because everyone else was hunkering down. Kaido, like you said, got Onigashima or Wano. Big Mom started growing her family. She was on Whole Cake. So it was like once Roger stopped, I feel like that was like I said, when he gave him Odin, the last piece he needed to go off and finish his journey, at that point, that was like the strongest Whitebeard was because he was in prime shape. He was in fighting shape. He was fighting all the time. And when you stop that, I don't see why he would get stronger. But I could be wrong.
I don't think it's wrong or right. Like, I mean, as far as like comparing who is better or stronger, like in needs, it's a little more difficult because again, it's subjective.
Yeah.
We get the information that we got and we kind of go, utilizing that, and it's good for sure, like based on like what Oda has given us and shown. But at the same time, it's still like It's like, well, will Wolverine beat the Hulk? Neither one of them can die. Or that one that just came out where the Hulk beat Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? This man keep going through that green door over and over, or the red door, whatever it is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So Godzilla just keep spawning and doing everything else and back. So it's like it's a constant back and forth on it. Like it's at any point that somebody slips up on it, it's subjective. You know, so
That's
you know,
right.
however you want to, you know, push it to say like this person wins. But I mean, ultimately, it's just Whitebeard versus Kaido. Trying to figure out the prize hasn't been mentioned in the story really. So again, like if we say that it's like 40s to 50s, just looking at the ages that we can consider in that time. So Whitebeard was around, you know, 40 to 50 years old after Roger passed, I would think, because he gets more into his 20s now. I mean, 20 years later now with Luffy aging up. You know what I'm saying? So Roger passed. That was 24 years ago from the current story. I think we
Yeah.
said that. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Mm-hmm.
So Luffy's 17 in that, so it's 7 years gap. You know what I'm saying? So in that 7 year window, I feel like Whitebeard was kind of like running things, and then you give the additional until what Luffy was 5, 6 when he ate the gum gum, and that's when Shanks was doing his thing. So about a 12 to 13 year window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as like Whitebeard running the seas, Kaido ain't mentioned to be the strongest. Kaido was just Kaido being over there on his on. At some point, got to Wano, you know, whatever how many years, you know, prior into the story. And
Yeah.
he was running that for however long. So he was stationed there. So obviously Kaido get to be a Yonko status because of that. Cool. But Whitebeard didn't really have his own territory. He on a ship just floating.
That's
You
true.
know, anybody pull up like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
plus he got his crew. So Big Mom was stationary. Kaido was kind of stationary. You heard him kind of leave out every now and again.
Yeah.
Whitebeard was the only one floating. And Shanks was the only one floating. Shanks had Elbaf. We don't what Whitebeard what territory Fishman Island? And what nobody really like. It ain't easy for you to get there
Yeah. So it kind of protects itself almost.
for the most part. So it's you know what I'm saying. Like it really comes down to the just the boxing. Like everything else is kind of like you know it's hard to gauge. So
Mm-hmm.
Kaido tough skills, tough skin, got conquerors hockey, got hybrid form, got durability, can keep fighting. Cool. Whitebeard, we assume could essentially do the same thing because he fought. Him and Roger fought for a few days, so you know they could do that. So he got durability, he got dexterity, he can keep fighting, so he got stamina. All right, he got strength, power. He got a devil fruit. You know he got conquerors. You know he got conquerors hockey coating because it's the space. So
Yeah.
now we just looking at it as, all right, well, who's better? Who really can just like edge the other person out? One of them got I forget the weapon Whitebeard got, but y'all know it. And then the other one
Naginata.
got a club. There you go.
Yeah. I believe based off just pure hands that Kaido edges out because of just his not only his demeanor and his disposition, but like he's more willing to fight. Whitebeard loses his glaive, his attack power goes down by I don't know how much. I don't even know. It's not possible, I guess, to lose his glaive. You know, it doesn't like he's ever lost it, so like to make him lose it now would be weird. But it's like Kaido has many ways to attack. Be a big ass dragon, give him problems, he can fly away. If Edward needs a break, he could try to jump away, but Kaido's on his ass. Kaido can get away from Whitebeard. Whitebeard can still, I guess, reach him with the quake, but like, you know, you how much energy does he really have? But it's tough to say, man.
I got Whitebeard.
My vote's Kaido. You giving it to Whitebeard?
Yeah, I got Whitebeard. I think Kaido. I mean, we've seen what Kaido can do, and obviously, again, like the dragon form and everything is cool. The boral breath and everything else. I feel like Whitebeard is cutting through that. I feel like um I really feel like Whitebeard is being able to. I feel like we haven't seen him combine his devil fruit with hockey. If he
Whitebeard?
does that, yeah, Whitebeard. I don't think we've seen him do that.
No, I don't
I
think
think in
so.
Marineford, we just saw him utilizing his devil fruit, and then when he was using hockey, it took a lot out of him because
Yeah,
that's why at moments where like he was trying to like you know catch up to Luffy or stop or prevent some or like try to help Ace before getting his head cut off the first time, he started coughing up blood. Obviously, one for getting stabbed by Squad, but at the same time he's sick. So it's like I think the sickness was also eating at his hockey. You know, or
yeah.
affecting the usage of his hockey in some way. But um, prior to all that, depending on whatever time he got sick, I think that Whitebeard would be able to go toe to toe with Kaido and win. I do. I think Kaido has the appearance of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big bad, I talk a good game, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But end of the day, I feel like Whitebeard is like, nah man, you know, you was on the crew of rocks, you was just a little punk. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You don't know shit
Snot
about shit. You
nose.
know? Yeah. So I think that's why you know what I'm saying? I think that's what that is. I think Whitebeard would be Kaido. But I don't know. Again, I
I
just
will go with your intuition because that was a good explanation. Whitebeard over Kaido.
I don't
Whitebeard's
think it was that
beating
good.
this nigga. Whitebeard beating Usopp. Zoro's beating Viola. Jinbei's beating Usopp. Rayleigh's not beating Kaido. If Whitebeard's beating Kaido, but Rayleigh's not beating Roger. Rayleigh's not beating Whitebeard. He's not beating Kaido. Kaido's beating Rayleigh, right?
Kaido's beating Rayleigh, yeah.
Yeah. Sabo beating Chopper. Uh, you have any feelings, I guess, about Kizaru versus Kid? Think he can?
No,
Think he can
he's out.
hang?
He's out.
Jinbei, is he beating Gear 5 for 5 seconds? Jewelry Bonnie?
Mm, if she touches him, see, Bonnie is a better version of Sugar.
Huh. Yeah.
Cause she could like for herself give me a distinct future of whatever to create whatever type of durability, right? And then in that moment, like survive whatever attack, maneuver or whatever, and then like on some Sissy versus Lucci, touch you, and then now I can like boop you a child or boop you an old man.
If your hockey's not strong enough to resist that, which Jinbei can stop Big Mom's hockey from taking his life.
But Jinbei, the hockey wasn't strong enough to resist Bonnie. Maybe because he allowed it also too, but wasn't
Oh,
strong enough.
I guess maybe he didn't see her as an enemy like he saw Big Mom. Now
Right.
they're in a fight,
That's it.
probably. It's tough. It's like either Bonnie OP powers him into a baby or an old man and wins, or Jinbei resists and now Julie and then Bonnie doesn't have a weapon against Jinbei. You know, Jinbei's a better fighter, obviously. So I'm gonna say since he resisted Big Mom, he can resist Bonnie when she's fighting him for life and death, and he's gonna beat her to death. Go to Jinbei. Zoro versus Kizaru. How you feeling? Are
Come on now.
you What? You could be a Zoro fan secretly. Secret Zoro lover. Mr. Loba
Come on, man.
Loba. I honestly don't
Come
know
on,
which
man.
one. You an Admiral fan? Kizaru then? I'm going
Come on, man.
Kizaru. Kizaru versus
Is
Kaido.
Sanji beating Kizaru?
No.
Then Zoro's not either.
That's facts. Um
I understand Zoro got a little bit more strength or power or what people want to express and say. Fine, that's cool. But with that, he lacks in other aspects. So it's no. I don't think either one of them at the moment beats Kizaru. I think it's close. I think Kizaru can get very. I think both Sanji and Zoro can get very close to beating him. But Luffy was still having a hard time with him. So
hey, I rock with it. Makes sense to me. I'm gonna go Kaido versus Kizaru. Kaido. I feel like Kizaru, I don't know, man. That when he was talking to Akainu, that threw us off. I don't know if that was just hype. I don't know what that was. He was like, "Hey, you want me to go there and handle fucking Wano?" Like, I don't know, dog. Luffy had a tough time with Kaido, and you fought Luffy. You had a tough time with Luffy. He probably not. He don't got the juice to beat Kaido. Like, even if he's fast enough to not get hit by Kaido, I don't think he can finish Kaido. So I think Kaido can catch him, especially with Future Sight, at least once. That might be enough. Even though Kizaru boasts defense or whatever, I don't think it's enough to stop like the ultimate spear that is Kaido. So I'm going Kaido.
Oh, I guess.
Sabo and Jinbei, two hockey masters.
Does Jinbei lose to the same devil fruit twice?
Yes. I guess it was the devil fruit and the will, I guess. I think Sabo just has a little bit more gumption, especially after Lucia. So I think his hockey got a bump because of his newfound Flame Emperor status and all the weight on his back. I think he responds well to that. So I'm giving it to Sabo. Sabo versus Kaido. Sabo got surpassed by Luffy when he got Gear 5th, but Sabo was at the door of being able to beat Kaido. He can fight Kaido. He could probably fight Kaido better than Yamato. Maybe even push him to hybrid, but he's not beating Kaido. Right? Hello?
If I ain't saying nothing, I'm agreeing, bro.
Oh, my bad. Let me go Kaido
Good.
with it. I'm sorry. Capone, Beige, and Sabo. I think that's pretty cut and dry. Sabo. Beige is a good father. That's what I have to say. Garp and Kuzan. That's funny. We've seen this, and Kuzan won. So let's go ahead and give it to the kid. Sabo and Rayleigh. Can Sabo beat his brother's mentor? Again, I think Gear 5 put Luffy past Rayleigh, and Sabo hasn't made that leap that Gear 5th put Luffy in. But Sabo was really close. I think him and Rayleigh is like 60-40, but I'm leaning Sabo. What do you think? Sabeezy.
Sabo versus Ray. Oh man, starting to get warm. I thought it was gonna be chilly out here. I don't know. Probably Sabo.
There we go. 2 for Sabo. Sabo, is he being an admiral finally? Couldn't beat Fujitora, but can he beat Kizaru?
What do you think?
I'm leaning towards Kizaru. I think Sabo is like, he gets stopped at most admirals. And I think Luffy propelled himself into being able to either beat or high diff most, if not all, the admirals. And I think Sabo was like the marker for that. Like Gear 5th left where it's like right before Gear 5th, Luffy was, losing, but putting up a good fight. Basically doing what Yamato did to Kaido. And I think Sabo is stuck there. He would fight every admiral. He would, get toyed with, and then eventually he'd lose, just like Yamato did with Kaido. So I think Kizaru's winning.
Uh-huh. God damn.
I try to attack Curry.
A coin flip is saving lives. It's crazy.
Kizaru, Sanji, Kizaru, I don't know who that is. Warrior Kuzan, Z, Kuzan, or Borsalino.
How is all of this considered a pre-draft? Like, how does this?
Well, we're about to find out because this is the last pick. Kuzan. I'll lie. There's more. Basically, I need to be reminded of all the characters because it's been a while since I've seen some of these people. So we just get a nice
up a list of One Piece characters and did I rank a top 50. Showing you Katakuri was not making that list of alive and dead, and then did a draft.
I just realized Katakuri wasn't in this.
I keep trying to tell you. And you don't want to hear it.
That has nothing to do with it because they had Laboon.
All be all thing. It's like, bro, we see Luffy spamming it in
there you go.
Prison. Well, what's his name? We know Katakuri spams it because he has to do that because of what he, what he got going on. And he able like to just finesse, he awakened, so he able to finesse his body and his devil fruit. He dope. He a dope character. But at the same time, like, we've seen characters get around Future Sight. Kaido die. If you fast enough, you can move out the way. If you strong enough, you can overpower him. Katakuri ain't no, you know what I'm saying? He ain't no Gear 5 Luffy. He ain't no Sanji. He ain't no Zoro. He ain't no Garp. He ain't no Kuzan. He ain't no Akainu. You know what I'm saying? He ain't none of the Gorosei. He ain't none of the Holy Knights. It's that number starts to drop. Then it starts to, looking like, what's Sabo doing? Sabo might be able to do something. Jinbei know he can handle him if water's around. He cold, but he not top 50 dead or alive. It's all right. It's okay.
Wow. Well, sir. Well said.
That's on what?
I'm not saying I agree with that. All I'm saying is we would have had better conversations about it if they remembered to put Laboon and the Sunny on this shit, but not Katakuri.
Because he's not top 20. He's not top 30.
In Z, hold on. In Z, in film Z, did Borsalino beat Z or did Z win?
I thought Kuzan fought Z.
No, it was Kizaru, I think. Could be wrong.
I don't remember.
Yeah, like I'm gonna give it to the Admiral. Morris beating Koala. Koala's definitely losing. Yeah.
Koala Beauty Warrior.
Wow.
I'm gonna look up who Karina is
Right.
because I don't know who.
That'd be funny if that was Katakuri. Kinemon and Zoro's beating Moria. Zoro's probably not beating Z. Zoro's beating Z. Sanji's beating. I think. Do you think Sanji's beating Kid?
Oh,
I
there's
think Sanji's
somebody
beating Kid.
from One Piece Film Gold who got the luck thing.
Oh, I thought her name was Baccarat.
I thought it was something different too. I don't know.
But you got Kid over Sanji or Sanji over Kid?
Ooh, that's tough.
I got Sanji over Kid personally. Harsh.
Sanji over Kid over Sanji.
It just makes sense. Stay on my mind. Yeah, Sanji
but I
over
don't
Kid.
know because Kid got the magnetism and Sanji's body is different, so he could. I mean, we know he could do that to anybody anyway, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Sanji has enough just raw strength to fight against anything that he tries to do directly to Sanji's body. And then after that, he's fast enough to where his Kid can't get a square head on him. Kids did really well and kind of lucked out fighting Big Mom because he needs big targets. Sanji's the exact opposite type of person he wants to fight. He's gonna have to hit him with like a spear or something sharp and quick to catch him. And then if he does get hit, Sanji's regening or recovering, or is not even getting through. It's kind of. I just don't see a win condition for Kid.
You just don't like Kid.
I'm really trying to get this man a benefit of the doubt. I do not like Kid, but Kid hasn't really shown, you know what I'm saying.
Man, just give it to Sanji, dog. We're gonna be wrong, but just give it to Sanji.
Wow. Someone.
Because man, like Kid is like he has the same bounty as Luffy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the same bounty as Law, at least. You know what I'm saying? And Sanji is what? Like the willpower. We know he has Conqueror's Haki. I'm saying Sanji has Conqueror's Haki. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm also in the same realm as far as how it was with Zoro. Zoro's not aware of him knowing how to utilize it properly. He applied it in certain aspects unknowingly as far as like exactly what was happening. And it's just been pouring out on him ever since. The same way with Sanji. Sanji I feel like is suppressing his Haki so much. But in certain moments it blooms and spurts out because, you know, it's these high intense moments to where he has to do something. So in that moment the flakes or whatever move and rise up, and then boom, lightning strikes because it's Conqueror Haki. You know, so um, I think because Kid is unaware of it himself, and Sanji is unaware of it himself. Sanji with the body, Kid with the application of his powers. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, you can say Sanji, but I think it might be Kid.
Going Kid. You know what? Must subside my hate. Subside my hate and go Kid.
Don't Sanji. Don't Sanji.
Oh, going Kid. It's because it's like I know Kid's strong, but it's tough to see it the way the story presented it. At least for me. Other people pick up on it and they're like, oh, obviously Kid's a goddamn demigod, but me, I just don't see it. I take your word for it.
I ain't going that far as far as no demigod, but like I could again with Big Mom getting pulled back and stuck to the wall. Granted, she was strong enough to pull away. Is Sanji strong enough to pull away?
We seen him lift up the banana kuni with one leg. We seen him carry a 1,000-pound cake with one leg. We
That
seen him
was
crack dinosaurs in half with one leg. I'm saying this man is a superhuman with a hockey boost and German genetics. If nothing else, he's strong enough. He's keeping up with some. Think about this. Zoro sends a slash at this nigga, and he's holding it up with his leg. That's not only a durability feat for his leg and his hockey, but his strength. Zoro's strong as shit. He accidentally can be strong by mistake sometimes. When he putting effort into like pushing you away from him and you're pushing back, you're strong. He's not Big Mom strong.
I'm not saying that he's not strong. Right, he's not Big Mom strong. That's my thing. Neither is Zoro.
Yeah.
Zoro's not Big Mom strong. So
Yeah,
it's
100%.
like with the Big Mom strength to be able to pull off of that, as far as what we've seen. Not saying that's the only type of strength, but we've seen Big Mom do. So it would take a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. Like, and again, that's about kid being tactical enough to get around them to do that stuff as well too. So Sanji is very smart. He's tactical, so we know that. And once he understands kids' devil fruit, it changes things. So if he's able to get off the wall, then it's different. Because if Kid misses his attack with that railgun, I feel like Sanji would win then. But if Kid nails that, it's up. It's a wrap. I don't think Sanji wins. Zoro loses against Sabo.
Ooh. So you think Zoro is almost like 2 tiers under Luffy? Because I put Sabo a tier under Luffy, but if Zoro's losing to Sabo, is he in the same tier as Sabo, or is he a tier below Sabo?
Same tier, same as Sanji, same tier, he just loses. Sabo has a definite command and control over his Kaki. Zoro does not.
Facts. Sabo. So by that logic, he's beating Kid?
He's beating Kid. In the same tier, beating Kid.
Hell yeah. Rayleigh's beating Bait. Kid's beating Chopper. Is Kid beating Rayleigh?
Whoa there. Chopper has Chopper's hockey.
No, we're not. We're not doing it. Is Rayleigh beating Kid?
I don't know nobody listening. So Chopper having Conqueror's hockey. Hey, look, you know what's crazy? I was wrong yesterday. I was talking to Damon, and I was saying Arlong had Conqueror's hockey. I've been saying it for a minute. Not Conqueror. Yeah, no, I said hockey. I ain't say Conqueror's. Arlong had hockey, and because he when he threw Luffy, I said Luffy said that hurt, but evidently he said, and this may be I was gonna say some Nelson Mandela. This may be a Mandela effect.
Yeah,
but
that's where it came from.
He said,
also.
I know because I legit remember this nigga dying in
Facts.
And people just don't know he went to prison.
And I want to say that they had a movie about it too, didn't it?
Well, I know a movie came out, but I know a lot of people was crying and upset, and it was all that happened because he went to prison. I'm like,
right.
Okay, I could just I could be misremembering. You know what I'm saying? So it's fine.
It's a possibility, but I'll be damned, man. I remember that shit. I swear.
That's fine. But not in the same way with this. Like Luffy evidently said, it didn't hurt, but he looked serious. So it still could potentially be a reference point, but that's a reach. You know what I'm saying? If he had said it hurt, then it's like more of a confirmation for me at least to say like Arlong had hockey. You know, so I had to concede to that. I still don't concede to what Gamer was saying as far as like Oda didn't think of armament hockey at that time, especially when hockey was introduced to Romance Dawn. So I feel like a power system and scheme was being set up, and then you got Logtown with Logias how you want to pronounce it. You need an armament hockey to touch him, or hockey at least in general. So I'm like, I'm not gonna say he didn't have that in place, but you know what I'm saying, I'll still concede and understand I was wrong with the Arlong stuff.
He
But
might not have had hockey in place. He might have had hockey in place, but it wasn't refined. I think that's the middle ground that most people don't think about, because
I think that's okay.
he definitely didn't think hockey would just be the end all be all and we would stop figuring out ways to beat Logias, I think. Because figuring out how to beat Logias was kind of the bread and butter of the East Blue. Like finding different ways to overcome what the fruit does. That was kind of like the thing. It's kind of like Hamon and Stance. Like you had to do a lot more thinking to get past a nigga's Hamon and all that good shit, but you also had to throw hands. With the Stands, it's just them like, oh shit, his stand did this, he dropped a nickel. He dropped about 3 nickels, but one of the nickels was worth 4 cents. So we got to find the 4-cent nickel in this bitch or it's over with. And it's like them standing around figuring out dumb shit instead of them fight. Oh, a little trap, get around that. I'm going to use my ability. And then it's us making little chess moves instead of just them standing there focusing on how fucked they are and solving a puzzle or some shit. Wow. Yeah, I didn't hear the siren until just now.
You said what?
My bad. Yeah, that shit was loud as hell. But yeah, I was just saying Hamon and like how Devil Fruits and hockey transition is kind of how Hamon and Stans from JoJo's transition. Like Hamon had a huge, like you had to have a control, like you had to be focused in mind and body, and you had to be able to throw hands. You had to be able to think and avoid shit on like a hunter level with Hamon. And then Stans, it kind of just went to them standing still and thinking about shit. Like just pages of them like, oh man, if I move to the left, A, B, C, D, and then I move to the right, this, but his stand does this. So hopefully my stand can, instead of Hamon, it would be like hands. Oh, we doing some tricky Hamon shit. Let me dodge. Here's my tricky Hamon shit. And now we gotta, he's fit, like your opponent's figuring out your stand, your Hamon shit, while they're trying to, or you're trying to figure them out. It's like a give and take. But with stands, you know, it's a lot of just, we have to figure out the enemy stand, and then I come in one shot, pretty much. Same thing with hockey and Devil Fruit. Devil Fruit was more, oh, we gonna go ahead and, you know, we gonna fight. I'm gonna figure shit out. And then once I either figure out how I'm gonna stop you, now I'm gonna give you a chance to stop me and my fruit, but then your experience is gonna come in as the villain, and then we have a nice flow to the fight. And then hockey is just like, if my hockey's stronger, you getting up from this, like you not just getting knocked out or it not ending in a certain way, it's gonna be weird because like my hockey's stronger, but it's not guaranteed to stay stronger because you might get pissed that my hockey's stronger and now your hockey becomes stronger because you're mad. It's like no tactics. It's like whoever feeling saucy at the time probably is gonna have the more hockey and win because I punched harder instead of like I figured out a way around your ability, utilizing my abilities, and I might have to stay on top of my toes because there's a chance for you to like figure some shit out or you pull out something I haven't seen yet or something. It's just the nature of fighting is more, I think, fleshed out with Devil Fruits when hockey isn't the answer. Like when they don't cross streams, it's fine. It's like a Devil Fruit usually doing this thing. You have to use your ability. They're both crazy, but do they cancel each other out? Is mine less than yours? Is yours less than mine? We have to figure it out. But with hockey, it's just, I have an indeterminate hockey number, and when we clash, we'll figure out who's stronger. But by figuring out who's stronger, you'll probably be knocked the fuck out, or you'll lose a lot of your health trying to figure out who's stronger. And now there's no creative way to overcome a hockey difference. It's just I have to punch harder than you, essentially. You know what I'm saying? And then Oda tried to add some flair to it. Okay, now there's Conqueror's Haki. You have to pretty much do the same thing you did with Haki. It's just I'm gonna call it a different thing now. And only a few people have it. What's the real difference between Conqueror's Haki Punch and Armament Haki Punch? You're armament hocking up your hand and you're punching. And then with Conqueror's Haki Punch, you're hocking up your hand and you're punching. So then it's same basic concept. You have a random Haki number inside your head. And if yours is bigger than your opponent's, when y'all punch, you win. So it's like, what's up now? Oh shit, got a message. Okay, but yeah, that was my rant. I guess he's still in the loud area. But my original question was Kid and
my boy. I'm playing.
Yo,
Making better decisions in my life today.
it is.
I'm going to get my little Switch. You know what I'm saying?
You getting a Switch?
Nah, not that kind.
Oh,
I was
okay.
serious. I was gonna play with that dumb stuff. Say something about my family and stuff. So I don't understand why people want to be weird and project and run away. Those stones are hot hands. I don't like that. So,
all right. Kid or Rayleigh, right quick, if you could give me a vote. My good sir.
ooh,
My good nigga, sir.
good nigga, sir. It's crazy. That sound like massive shit.
This nigga.
Rayleigh. Mm,
Rayleigh?
Mm.
So Luffy
It's
passed
tough.
his master, but Kid hasn't passed Luffy's master.
I mean, it's. I feel like because Rayleigh was fighting Luffy, so Rayleigh know, like strength wise, you know what I'm saying, where Luffy is capable of. I feel like strength wise, Kid and Luffy are similar, like close to being the same. We saw that in the prison in Udon or whatever, because both of them was carrying pretty much the same amount of boulders, blocks, whatever you want to call them, you know. So I would say they're equal footing when it comes to strength. But again, with the control of Haki is the difference. So Rayleigh is a master Haki user. Kid is not.
Yeah, he'll edge him out because of the experience and the Haki. That's tough because does Rayleigh have the output of a Big Mom to take Kid out? Because Kid was able to take Big Mom attacks point blank. So can this man, can Kid take a full powered Rayleigh hit just like he took a full powered Big Mom hit? Because Rayleigh only got a few attacks. He probably can get full power like his prime, but he can't last long, I believe. So it's like, how is Rayleigh putting Kid down if Big Mom couldn't do it in a few blows? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because of Law being there, honestly. Like, if Law wasn't there, then I feel like Kid gets packed up quickly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely.
Because I mean,
Definitely.
even in the fight before Kid and Killer versus Hawkins, Kid took a lot of damage, right? So then you also got like you just said, as far as like, yeah, Big Mom couldn't put him down. Them punches was crazy though. Like that.
Boy.
That's why it's hard to like.
My boy cut out. Cut out. You're still there, sir. That's fine. That was a good, because I was ready to throw in the towel and say Rayleigh, but Kid actually, I was actually fought for Kid. Let me know. Fucking Buffalo Wild Wings need to cook these wangs faster, but also better and all the way through. I need my wings fried hard, dude, because I hate like a chewy, rubbery wing. But damn, that's tough. I really want to give it to Rayleigh. I don't want to argue in Kid's favor, but Kid and Luffy, you know, for all intents and purposes, is similar for, you know, besides the obvious MC tags. I feel like Kid isn't so far behind Luffy. Hello?
Yeah, did you hear me at all?
No, you cut out when you started going.
That's tough.
Yeah, man. But like I was saying, Kid surprised me. He made me want to argue for him against Rayleigh because I can see him at least passing. Like, he's not where Luffy is, but he's not so far behind that he hasn't even surpassed Luffy's teacher yet. I think narratively, Oda wants us to believe that Kid is stronger than the person that taught Luffy at this point. He might not have shown that in the best way, and I might not rock with Kid, but I think he's packing up Rayleigh as far as high diff. It's not easy fight. It's close.
I don't think. I mean, I agree with you as far as like Kid's not far off, but he don't. The argument with, like I had yesterday with Black. I'm not Black. Gaming. I don't say argument, but discussion, rather. Is he aware that he knows how to utilize Haki in a manner to where he can control it, where he can, you know, manifest it on other things, you know what I'm saying, to where he can essentially, like, you know, do other things with it that'll give him the benefit of success. I don't think that applies. You know, I don't think that applies to Kid in this situation. I think Kid, you know, has success being raw, and that potential of him being raw and that potent power is there for sure. But outside of that, like, nah, I don't think he beats Rayleigh. I think Rayleigh beats him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the experience and the Haki control definitely is a big factor here. Kid's fruit is I don't think it puts up enough, you know, to fill the gap between them in experience and all that. So I'm going Rayleigh as well. Jinbei versus Zoro. I feel like Zoro's over Jinbei. Only person that he would lose.
It's tough though, because Jinbei gonna put up a fight.
He will. I was about to say Zoro and Sanji are basically equals. I feel like Jinbei's below that. So Zoro's coming out with the victory just off that. But since they're so close, like if Sanji dropped out of the Monster Trio for whatever reason, Jinbei could fill that void. He would be a weaker replacement, but he would, you know, it wouldn't be terrible. It would be very noticeable. Well, it'd be noticeable, but it would only shine if like the third in command was really strong and just packed Jinbei up. It'd be like, damn, if Sanji was here, he would have won. But Zoro can also beat that dude, whoever beats Jinbei. Type shit. So yeah, giving it to old boy Zoro. Smoker and Law. We've seen this.
We've seen that in a way, yeah.
Zoro and Thatch. Zoro. Rayleigh.
I don't know,
Can
man.
Rayleigh beat
Thatch
Zoro? Don't do this for Thatch. Please save it for
could have
Zoro.
had, so he could have had his time, man. Blackbeard had to sneak him. Blackbeard had to sneak him. And then Thatch was by himself on the ship holding it down until Ace got there. Thatch was one of them ones.
Oh my god. That was Oda throwing that nigga some bail, shooting that nigga some bail because he got off screen. Don't believe the hype. Cause then yeah, it's Rayleigh beating Zoro. I was gonna say, because then you would have to say that fucking Thatch is Shanks level, and that's ridiculous.
Whitebeard's crew was top
tier. Stop! You can't do this. This is illegal. You got Zoro or Rayleigh, big dog?
Rayleigh, man. Again, it comes down to hockey control. Zoro don't know how to control his hockey. If Rayleigh was putting pause to Luffy Gear 4, and I feel like Zoro will have trouble with Luffy in Gear 4. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I truly think that, like, Rayleigh, I don't know why the fuck they should have just went straight. But yeah, I think it's close.
Is Luffy Gear 4 75% of Luffy's power? Is that how it goes? Like, if Luffy's fighting you in Gear 4 right now at 1160, does that mean he's going 75% or 50%?
Do that. I gotta gauge that. I don't know what any of that anime doesn't.
I kind of think it. I think it does. Like, if you were to map it out, him going Gear 2nd is 25%. Base Luffy with Rio is like 40, almost 50%. That's like 50% Luffy because he fought Kaido in base with Rio. I feel like that's 50% Luffy. Him going Gear 4
with Conqueror's hockey, like in base, flying around. Looking like Goku.
You talking about Kaido?
Yeah, that.
Kaido in base, yeah. But hold on, I don't want to get too far away from him.
I'm saying Luffy fought Kaido in that form. What you saying as far as in base?
Yeah, base Rio. I feel like base Rio is different than base, which is different than Gear 2nd. Like, he can fight you in base without using Rio, and he's just like, regular, true base. That's 0%. Luffy's just fucking around. He can throw a pistol at you. That's nothing compared to Bajrang. So then you one standard deviation over is Gear 2nd, because Rio Luffy is stronger than Gear 2nd Luffy. Even though Gear 2nd Luffy is technically like a speed boost, it's really about the power. Because the speed boost doesn't really mean much. Because if you're using Gear 2nd to be faster than somebody, that nigga's really not that fast, because Gear 2nd isn't that fast anymore. So then one step up from Gear 2nd, which was 25%, is Rio Luffy, and that's 50%, because you need at least that to tangle with Kaido, for real. And then you go from there. Gear 3rd gotta be like 60, maybe. I don't really like Gear 3rd. It's hard to gauge, because I'm not a really big fan of Gear 3rd. But Gear 4th is 100%, 75%, because Snake Man, I think, would put him at 80, 85, and the rest is Gear 5.
Yeah, I don't know. You got it. I don't really, like I said, I can't gauge things like that.
I feel you.
I think it comes down to the situation and the context of it. I can't look at it like that. I ain't gonna say I can't. It's hard for me to look at it like that, rather.
I get you. Zoro versus Rayleigh. Zoro has the power to damage Kaido seriously, which I think is more than enough to severely injure Rayleigh. can Rayleigh block most of that damage with his Haki? Yes. So he cuts that power. He pretty much can Rayleigh with his Haki stop a full blast dragon roar from Zoro? Like if Zoro comes at that nigga with that horn cut and slash that cut the horn of Onigashima, is Rayleigh stopping that with his Haki?
Like, yeah, with his sword, maybe.
It will come down to who has stronger Haki, and I think right now Zoro's been in the field enough for a full power Haki blast with Enma, Haki slash with Enma. I think that's enough to get past him. I think he can block most other his attack, but if Zoro pours his heart and soul into one strike, 3,000 worlds or some shit, I don't think Rayleigh has enough defense to stop that. Can Rayleigh put Zoro in a position to stop him from being able to pull off his strongest move? That's the thing that might be in Rayleigh's favor. But then again, Zoro has crazy stamina and endurance, so I don't know if he'll be able to. I don't know if Rayleigh can just outlast this nigga, because that was, Rayleigh's defying age and shit. But I don't think that trumped Zoro just currently being in shape. Rayleigh's impressive because he's still in shape for like a 70-year-old. But Zoro's actually in shape in the gym. So Zoro's not outlasting him physically. He would have to overcome him with Haki skills. And I don't think Rayleigh can output enough power to put Zoro down after all he's been through. So that would be the deciding factor. Like, can Rayleigh deliver a kill shot past Zoro's defenses like that? And he blocked Ocean Sovereignty for 2 seconds. So I think that kind of gives him pretty much clearance on most of Rayleigh's attacks, right? Like, Rayleigh ain't got nothing comparable to Ocean Sovereignty in his kit, especially right now. If he can't pull out that.
Yeah, I got Rayleigh over Zoro, man. Maybe Zoro pulls it out, but I got Rayleigh over Zoro. Like Kuzan is more competent than Zoro. That's why it was a more difficult fight. At the same time, Garp having a love for this nigga Kuzan, so we know he's soft-hearted. Ain't no love going between these two. Zoro ain't as competent as Kuzan. There's no reason for Rayleigh to hold back. Granted, the old age is a factor. Rayleigh. That shit kicked me off again, huh? I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, I just had to go downstairs to get my food.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that chat? He don't care about y'all.
Get out of here, nigga. You said you're going Rayleigh over Zoro. I
mean, Zoro may win, but I got Rayleigh over Zoro.
Yeah, that's fair. I really, really want to go Zoro because this nigga's, I just don't think really can last the appropriate amount of times needed to beat Zoro. I think Rayleigh has enough skill to beat him in a sword duel. Like if the end was a duel and technically Rayleigh wins, yeah, but I think Zoro can like claw his way to a victory past his skill. But I'm gonna give it to Rayleigh right now because that's a stretch. Rayleigh over Law. Can Rayleigh beat Law if he's beating Zoro?
Yeah.
Even though they rely on different, I guess, ways of winning to win. Rayleigh can overcome Moon.
Can Law move Rayleigh?
Law move Rayleigh. I don't think he can move him, but he can radio knife him and shit like that. Like he can't, play with him like a toy, but his offensive shit, like counter shot, radio knife, injection shot, all of that's hitting.
I think all of that's hitting Rayleigh. Potentially. It's possible. His fight with Doflamingo, Law was getting packed up solo dolo. A lot of people keep forgetting that. Granted, it's also the leverage of Doflamingo having the knowledge of all that Law knows. So there's that part, because Law didn't really do anything else outside of what he knew. You know what I'm saying, against with Doflamingo's crew. But I don't know.
Ty Curry's good. I think I'm going. I mean, if he beat Zoro, he's beating Law. That's how I feel about it. Zoro beating Kid. It's a toss-up, for sure. But Troy wants us to put Kid over Zoro, but I don't know.
Just Kid again conquers Haki. Zoro got conquers Haki. Kid took down a Yonko. Zoro only scratched the Yonko.
Took down, air quotes.
Helped take down the Yonko.
Yeah.
And he was also on the Kid had no breaks. Took way more, I ain't gonna say way more, but up there as far as the damage with Zoro. Not the same, but up there.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't getting no reset. He ain't getting no pill. Feel me?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be that part. So, I get the fact that, Zoro's strong and whatnot, he on Luffy's crew and whatnot, but it'd be different sometimes, man.
All right. The way it's looking.
Oh, no, it's who you got?
I got, and it sucks, but I'm picking Kid mainly because I don't know how the interaction would go between Zoro and someone that fights with magnetism. At some point, it has to play a part. He can't just have Zoro keeping his swords the whole fight. At some point, Kid is going to get his swords away from him. At least one of them. And then what?
A little Mexican birthday party going on over here, huh? Viva la raza. Okay.
Quinceañera?
Potentially. Might be celebrating Eddie Guerrero. That's a thing.
Latino heat, baby.
Yeah.
Come on, Kid. Kid in Law. I'm going.
Zoro?
Yeah.
You going Kid in Law?
I'm going Law all day.
That's wild. It's definitely Kid. Because if you got Zoro beating Law, how would you have? That's what I'm saying. You gotta remain constant.
I got him beaten because of the matchup. I feel like it's different with Law because the only reason I put Kid over Zoro is because Kid can manipulate Zoro's weapon potentially, but Law can manipulate Kid and everything around Kid. So then I would have to stay consistent with whoever can manipulate the most because they're pretty much a match in hockey.
Kid can manipulate Law's weapon too, though.
Well, Law's weapon is just like a crutch or a conduit. He really doesn't need it to do. He needs it for injection shot and radio knife and all that. But he can still do room and just get his weapon back without force too. Because Kid might force someone's weapon away and their only option to get it back is force. Law can just get it back by swapping something to him. And much faster than Kid got it away from him. There's no travel time. So yeah, that's why I got Law. You got Kid?
Yeah, of course I got Kid.
Well, we're on my channel, so I'm gonna have to get some house rules going. Law. Law's beating Capone. Law's beating Corazon. Kid's beating Corazon. Smoker's beating Beige. Is Smoker beating Kid? Probably not, right?
No, Smoker's not beating Kid. What?
Zoro's beating Zeph, but barely. Sugar's beating Pedro because it's funny. Sugar's beating Corazon, Smoker, Zoro, Sanji. Sanji beating Monet, of course. Smoker. Damn. All right. Zoro, Sanji. Who you got?
That is quite difficult. Sam and me will remain to say Sanji.
Right.
However, I believe Sanji cannot be damaged currently right now unless you have a significant amount of hockey. Does Zoro have that? I don't believe so, because they're fairly even. But the Conquerors, people will say, is going to edge out for Zoro. I feel like, again, Sanji has Conquerors as well, too. Time limit. Not really sure either. Oh, it's always to the right. I went to the. Probably Zoro. I got turkey sausage and cheese. It does taste a little different, maybe. I set that a little longer than what was needed.
Is it in the difference in the sauce, you think?
I think so. Or maybe like the bread crust too, a little bit. Yeah. Like that-ish.
There we go. I also want to go Sanji. I think Sanji would be a better addition across more crews. As far as the pirate goes, if he was really drafting these people. Zoro, a really good weapon. Attack weapon if you needed it. As far as them fighting, I gotta give it to Zoro. Because his whole thing is fighting and become one of the best fighters with a sword. So in a fight, I got to give it to the man who dreams about fighting. Giving it to Zoro. Uchi's beating Moria. Jinbei's beating Viola. Uchi's beating Zeph. Nekomamushi's beating Sugar. Marco's beating Peckham's. Momo's beating Nekomamushi. Z's winning. Marco's beating Hannibal. Marco's beating Kinemon. Jinbei's beating Thatch. Is Jinbei beating Marco? That's a tough one. I want to say yes. But Marco was the first mate of the legendary crew. Then he was a captain. He lost to Blackbeard, but a lot of people would. Jinbei's fourth on the Straw Hats. I think Sanji's beating Marco. So Marco might be a better fourth than Jinbei. That's tough. The thing about Jinbei is he uses damage and shockwaves to knock you out, not necessarily injure you. So I wonder how Marco's healing factor will work against someone that's damage isn't necessarily lethal, but more like knocking the wind out of you. Like, would he recover from that the same way he would if someone was like shooting at him or stabbing at him? But Jinbei has to be near the sea to be full power, or in water. Marco can be full power at any time. So I kind of want to give it to Marco.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Marco seems to be pretty OP.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got hacked up pretty bad by Blackbeard.
A lot of people would, though. Like, if Jinbei went up there, he's getting packed up, too.
Fair. But what I'm trying to get to is like what you're saying. His
Generation.
regenerative generation abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate are like so potent or overpowered, whatever. Blackbeard had to be able to do something consistently, consecutively, you know what I'm saying, to where it was causing a lot of damage. If Jinbei is like sound, vibration, whatever, sonic, boom, wave,
Mm-hmm.
is going through the body, affecting the water in your body, that's damage. And then if he's applying it with hockey too, so it's almost like the Marines, like the gun that Lucci uses technique. So it's similar, not the same, but similar.
Right.
I feel like that's going to do more damage to Marco, and Jinbei can spam that. Marco can essentially spam his devil fruit too. So I don't know.
What does Marco have to injure Jinbei? He's got kicks and scratches, right? Like, Jinbei will have a tough time taking down Marco. Jinbei has an array of attacks.
Yeah.
Just flying around.
I mean, Jinbei would have to be able to land a blow. Marco is a moving target.
He also is using extra stamina recovering from the attacks that Jinbei hits. And since Jinbei's a close range expert and Marco doesn't have any ranged attacks, in order to win, Marco have to come in close, which Jinbei's better at close range fighting. And if the people that Impel Down's any indication, Jinbei didn't have to hit you directly for you to feel the effects of the shockwave. So Jinbei actually has an advantage fighting Marco. It's just Marco, for him, is just surviving, hoping Jinbei runs out of hockey, I guess.
So you lean it towards Jinbei or Marco?
It's tough because I started off with Jinbei. I mean, I started off being like, obviously Marco gets it, but like the matchup, I'll tell you different. The matchup is obvious. It's starting to lean like Jinbei actually has a way to win. Like he may not be a better character, like in the world of One Piece, as far as being a stronger character. But in this fight, Marco doesn't have a way to win. That's how I feel about it. All right, shit. We're going Jimbo. Rob Lucci.
So you went Jinbei.
Yep.
Okay.
Jimbo.
Sanji versus.
Now I think Zoro beating this nigga, or Zoro beating Rob Lucci. Because
Sanji gotta beat him.
Yeah. This is how I feel about it. You got Sanji?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it. Sanji, Jinbei.
I would have Rob Lucci Jinbei. I mean, I would have had Rob Lucci beat Zoro, but it's okay.
There it is. Going Sanji over Jinbei. I just feel this right.
Yeah.
Yep. It's Sanji beating adult Momo?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sanji beating Z, who fought Kizaru but lost.
243 is crazy.
It is. You got?
I mean Sanji.
Yeah. Even though he fought an admiral and was an admiral, he lost and he's washed. Ivankov is packing Reiju up. Right?
Yeah.
Ivankov. Carrot is okay. Carrot and Niji. I feel like Niji got it. Can't really see Carrot getting the dub. Jinbei and Anel. I feel like Anel is like his weakness. He's a ranged user with terrifying offense, and he's hard to hit. Like even if you hit him, even if you have hockey to hit his body with, you still have to hit him, and he's lightning. So, Anel, Z beating Beppo, Smoker beating adult Dragon Momonosuke.
A Smoker beating him.
Smoker's beating adult Dragon Momo that fought Kaido?
Yes.
All right. Is Anel beating Ivankov? Emporio Ivankov? I don't know what Ivankov. Yeah. Revolution's beating Niji, Inaru. I think he's beating Z. Smoker's beating Chopper. Smoker's beating Monet. Smoker is not beating Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci beating Smoker. It's Rob Lucci beating Anel. Is Rob Lucci beating Anel? That's tough to consider.
That's a very good one.
The range I can see being a problem for Rob Lucci, but he can close the distance fast. And Nell doesn't have great physical defense. Rob Lucci has hockey. So a few slashes that get through will put him down. It's just how much lightning can Rob Lucci withstand is the question. He's a Zoan and Awakened on top of that, and he's carnivorous. So he's like one of the best. He's a step below pretty much a mythical Zoan. Like if you don't have a mythical Zoan, you want to awaken carnivorous Zoan for pretty much. So he could take more lightning strikes than most. But I don't know. If Enel has basic hockey, I think he can survive long enough to put him down with enough lightning. And he has the Anaru form. They're both. Enel's pretty much awakened with that Amaru form. So I'm gonna give it just because Enel has range.
No.
Oh shit. I know you was gonna comment.
Wow.
I didn't know you was gonna comment. You was being quiet. You count Rob. My bad. Rob Lucci's beating Enel? You think?
Yes.
Because of what?
What you mean? Because what? Gear 5, Luffy, Rob Lucci is able to keep up with that. Enel can't do nothing with that. Looking at it in that regard, the lightning, okay. Lightning being a factor. Cool. He's a cheater, he can work away and get around that. Also, if he is like what's the god of cheaters? What's the god of cheaters?
The god of cheaters.
Not cheaters, cheaters. Mafdet. You know what I'm saying? Egyptian goddess Mafdet.
Oh,
So
wow.
if he is something like a Mafdet, you know what I'm saying? Being able to like incorporate their role. You feel me? Like, cause essentially, like that's a deity, I guess, in a way we can utilize. It ain't Bass because he ain't a panther. You know what I'm saying? But the point though is like we see Enel have a similar awakening at the end of Skypiea. And I'm saying that's like the thunder guy. He wasn't lying when he said he was a guy. He knew he ate a god devil fruit. I think that's what it was. Or god devil fruit, right?
Yeah.
Mythological devil fruit, whatever. So with them essentially having, I don't know. You know what? You know what? You know what? Go ahead. Yeah, you might be on.
You
might be
know?
on to something.
You know?
You might be.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Kuma.
Yeah. Rob Lucci, right?
Yeah. That's not a question. Yep.
I want to say Rob Lucci.
If it's current Kuma, Lucci.
Prime Kuma or something? Why is Prime Kuma this god now? What is this?
I'm not saying you're god, but this nigga was dominant.
You act like Kuma was Prime Shaq. Like, what's going on right now? This nigga was not, he was cold. He was not that much more colder. And it's not like he got all negatives either. Having a metal body is an asset. Like, I don't know that could be argued. Like, you're in your flesh and blood, you can take way more damage. But when you're a robot, a lot of that's cut out.
It's not in that body.
You cut out at the beginning of that. What'd you say?
I said it's not like him having a metal body is bad. Like it's cool, but at the same time, it's also his mind is not in that metal body.
That wasn't the whole time. He was getting pieces replaced of him, and his mind was the last thing to go. So if you take Kuma with his brain in the metal, that's like the perfect Kuma. Damage negation on Luffy level because he doesn't have pain anymore. But he still has a brain, so he has Haki. And we know Haki can be applied to things. So he has Haki on with his robot parts, and he has the devil fruit. That's crazy. Because most of the time Luffy wins by shoving his arm through your fucking chest. Kuma's gonna look down at that nigga, it's a shock, and then he's gone. So it's like the metal body Kuma's actually kind of OP. Just do it before he has his mind taken. That last operation, this nigga is like he's top 20. Kuma might be top 20 with a metal body in his mind. Now this nigga want to go silent. Now when I pull out the facts.
That ain't no fact, my brother. That is an opinion that you are stating, and I'm still on the fact that I got Lucio and Kuma. If it's Kuma now, what the hell going on? It's Kuma then. There's wandering the seas trying to get his baby girl some help. You know what I'm saying? For sure. I'm gonna say Kuma.
We're going Rob Lucci now and Kuma now. So Rob Lucci got it. Fujisaura's beating Moria. Roach. I don't know if he's beating Giltosoro. I think Giltosoro has more tape on him than Eroge, so I'm going Gil.
Sir, when does this end?
That's a great question. I'm trying to speed through this. Dofi's beating Smoker, right? In my opinion.
Saying that, but you it's like it doesn't end.
So, I think if Sabo couldn't beat Fuji, I don't think Ace is beating Fuji either, right?
He ain't got an answer for me. I'm not answering no like that.
Dog, I don't know when it ends. I'm trying to speed through it. I don't know. Let's go. I'm going. Okay, Ace was stronger than Sabo, right? So if Sabo was where he was, but if Ace got to where Sabo was, he would have been stronger, which means he would have actually pushed Fuji to a high div. And the story probably would have had him winning being Roger's son. So I'm going Ace. Ace or Dofi, going Ace. Ace or Hancock, going Ace. Ace or Kuma, going Ace. Kuma or Bartholomew. Kuma or Zeph, Kuma. Buggy or Leo, going Leo. Theo or Absalom, going Leo. Boa or Fuji. Boa has Conquerors, but Fuji's a better. Fuck, is he a better fighter? That's a good question. He's an admiral, but Boa's giving Yonko problems. So it's not like she's outclassed. She has a world-class fruit, conquers Haki, so therefore world-class Haki. She can run a goddamn fold. She can run a sub 2-1 in this bitch or whatever. So I don't know. She's the second common of Big Mom. If there's any other bitch in the story that can throw hands, is Boa. So I'm giving it to. She's admiral level. I'll give it to her. Boa Kuma. Hey man, I'm giving it to her. Boa Kuma. Oh, Kuma Dofu.
Because we've been doing this too long, he don't know what the hell going on. If
you
don't exit out,
you don't think that Boa has more sauce than Fuji? Fuji really ain't got much going on.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter.
She's stronger, probably. She's as strong or in the same tier of strength as Zoro. Zoro got out the hole. She's getting out the hole that Fuji creates. And she's whooping that nigga's ass.
Sure, man.
Actually, Boa loses a major advantage because Fuji can't see. I forgot about that. Kuma, Doflamingo. Huh. Come on, Delphi. Delphi over Leo. Delphi over Hancock. Smoke over Tashigi. Leo over Spandam. Hancock over Leo. Boa over Pink. Kuma over Smoker. Boa over Kuma. Guild over Frankie. Niji over Senior Pink. Fuji over Pooh. Bellamy over Leo over Bellamy. Fuji over Kuma. Fuji over Gil Tesoro. Niji over Leo. Fuji over Niji. Mori over Niji. Gil over Apu. Mori over Gil. Kuma over Moria. Smoker could Smoker have brought Zeph in back in the day at the height of his power? I don't think so. I want Zeph off the vibes.
There you go.
Z over Caesar. Z over Zeph. Crocodile over Ichiji. Shinbei over Zeph. Yeah, they both practice martial arts. I think Jinbei has more going for him in that regard. Volkov over Nami. Caesar over Brooke. Volkov over Beppo. Volkov over Arlong. Volkov over Caesar. Crocodile over Volkov. Crocodile over Jinbei. Killer over Izo. Killer over Perona. X-Drake over Ivankov over X-Drake barely. I think Jinbei is where I think Ichiji is below Sanji. And so is Jinbei.
You go Jinbei.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Jinbei over Ivankov. Jinbei. It's tough. That's Rooftop. Fuck. Kind of want to go Killer.
It's Jinbei.
Jinbei? Yeah, I guess Jinbei's a better fighter than Killer. Vonkov. Julie Bonnie. Marco Ichi. Marco over Thatch. Zeph over Shiroshi. Marco over Zeph. Marco over Usopp. Ichiji over Zeph. Ichiji over Hannibal. Ichiji over Peckham's. Over Bonnie. Pimon over Thatch. Ichiji over Usopp. Ichiji. He creates little fire orbs. He cuts through fire. He has a raid suit though that gives him a speed boost. Pimon's gonna fucking falter eventually. I'm giving it to Ichiji. Peckham's over Usopp. Usopp over Peckham's.
Straws have two holes.
That's hilarious.
Some people keep saying they have two. But if you bend the straw, right? If you bend the straw, what are you looking at? Two holes.
I
A
don't.
hole.
Wow.
a hole like check that. Even then, right? Let's say you leave it straight. You look on one end of the hole of the straw. Does it end? No. What is it? What does it exit out of? The other hole. I'm just like, why don't people understand? It's a tunnel. You go
That's,
through one side of a tunnel. There's a hole that you entered. That means there has to be another hole to exit. Otherwise, you stay in the tunnel.
but the hole
There's not a tunnel.
itself is the space, is the absent space. You're talking about two. You
Okay,
talk about
so
you talk about entrances. Yeah, there's two
right.
entrances. You can enter from
There's two
either
entrances.
side, but one hole. The hole is the absence of
So,
space. There's not two absences
exactly.
of space.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. So a
There's
hole,
one hole.
right? A hole is a hollow place, right? In a solid body or surface. So if there was a solid body being a straw and you've created a hole, now you have a hole going all the way through, right?
Yeah.
So a hole going all the way through, that's one hole on that end. If you flip it upside down, there's a hole going through the other end. There's two holes. There's an entrance and an exit now.
Hmm. Might have to get a little more
Because
high.
you can enter from either side. Well, I enter from the left side. I enter from the right side. If I dig in the ground up until a certain point, that's a hole with no exit. So would I say two holes? No, I have one. That's like if you bend the straw, you will see that there's two holes.
So if
So I have one.
so if you dig a hole in the ground and I dig a hole in the ground and I come up and I dig a hole at the bottom of yours, that would be two holes now?
It's two holes that were dug to create two entrances
To make one
and
hole.
two exits. To make one tunnel that
My
you are going through.
my tunnel's hole.
You tunnel the hole and I tunnel the hole. There's two holes. There's two entrances and two exits. Depending on which side you go on, left side it's an entrance. You exit out the right. You go through the entrance on the right. You exit out the left.
I think conflating hole and entrance is the issue. Yes, those are two entrances, but it's created via the one hole that we have. That is continuous. You made a hole through the dirt and you shaped it in a certain way. And that one hole you can enter from two ways, or you can make a third entrance from another angle, but it's just one hole. Just like, yeah, if there was a third angle, it would still be one hole. It would be a tunnel with three entrances. A tunnel, singular, just like it's a hole.
Okay, so a hole in the shirt, right? Your sleeve has a hole. Your sleeve is a hole. Why? It's the same. It's one hole. It's one hole. Right?
I guess. I see what you're getting at, but it's still the hole is one hole.
It's the same thing. Just to understand that way.
I'm not saying it's the same thing. I think you changed the medium, and that changed it because like colloquially you would say your armhole or whatever, but that's not being. We're trying to get like down to brass tacks, and we're trying to get scientific.
Let's not say the arm. Or if a shirt, look at a shirt. How many holes does a shirt have? 4. You wouldn't say 2. Whereas is because you go through the one hole through the shirt, your head go through is the same one where you came through with the bottom. No, you say there's 4 holes on the shirt because you are aware that there are 4 entrances and exits that you can have in the shirt. That's why the straw has 2 holes.
Yeah, but the entrance and the exit is the same thing, but a hole isn't.
Yeah,
is ridiculous. I feel like it's a conflation. That's all I'm saying. Like when it comes to like the tube example, it's different from the shirt example because it's not the same thing.
So
yes, there's 2 entrances, but there's 1 hole.
Okay, a pants leg. It's the same as the straw.
I guess that you putting 2 straws together.
I mean, and there would be 4 holes.
Oh my god.
Because otherwise, in the pants leg, there's 3 holes. Is there not? It's the where you put your body in, to then your legs go out of 2. You still saying there's 2? There's 2 holes at the end of those pants legs. What they essentially would just be, it would be 1 split into 2. And if you're still saying it's 1 split into 2, and there's an entrance and an exit, it's still 2. It's still 2.
But if you were to fill it, you wouldn't. How would you describe it then? Like if you take pants and you fill that all with fabric, how would you even describe that? This is, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't. I would say that. I would say that's. Well, I guess I would say like that appears to be pants filled with fabric. So as if like it's what do you call those things? The people that stand there with the clothes on.
A mannequin.
There you go. Appreciate you. A mannequin. A mannequin is filled in there, so the same way fabric would be. So it's the appearance. If I see it as pants, you know what I'm saying, and it's filled, there are no holes. It's filled. It's just pants. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't describe holes or anything. I would just say they're pants.
You know, man, I'm not gonna be difficult. I think you're right about this. I can't argue well enough to say you're not right about this. I'm just gonna let you have it.
It's true. I keep seeing these videos. I'm like, what is wrong with people? Why the hell y'all getting 1? Like, I get it, but like, why though? Like, why?
Because it's like if you have a solid cylinder and you punch a hole through it, and you end up with a straw, you didn't punch 2 holes. But now you're saying that you ended up with 2 holes, but you only drove 1 hole through. So that's why it's like when it's just a straw, it makes more sense because you could see that you could just dig a hole through something. You're not digging 2 and then it's done. You know what I'm saying?
So like, okay. So looking at a hole punch, right? So you got, oh Lord, this nigga Ryan Williams. That's he was out there.
But
Oh shit, what's happening,
Hey
right?
man, your boy is tripping.
Oh my
what
He
happened?
live, but your boy read the comments in the chat when you get a chance in your Discord. Your boy tripping.
Oh, what happened?
The light.
Oh,
You need a hug. You need to tell somebody to hug him. I'm telling you. But
Tell me shit.
hey man. So Valley, look G. If I go to my backyard, take a shovel, dig a hole, there's a hole. There's absence of material, right?
Arlon versus Raju. Raju. Yeah.
Oh my
Right.
god. I didn't know it was going down like this in the chat. Shit. Should you go on Raju over Arlon?
Yes.
Because of the raid suit?
Well, yeah.
Arlon ain't. He ain't.
You know, did she overpower him with like a hockey punch or some shit? Like Arlon's 10 times stronger than a normal human. That rage suit gives her maybe I can't make up these numbers, but we know for a fact that it's times 10 on Arlon. Rage got times 10 stronger because of the rage suit?
Because of poison alone.
Let's just poison that nigga to death. That's fair. I thought she absorbs poison. Does she shoot poison out?
She got hockey too. She got hockey too.
Does her suit just absorb poison, or can she shoot poison out in attacks? I never saw her use poison. She uses it?
Yeah, poison.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, give it a raise you. Yeah. Bartolomeo extract. I'm taking X Drake.
Bartolomeo. That's crazy.
Barlow.
No, it's definitely Bart.
Huh. Well, yeah, I voted. Cavendish Raju.
Mm,
Oh man, so
yeah, that's close.
Oh shit. Who laughed at this shit? Oh wait, no. Oh, you did? That's crazy. Big shit. That's
like
fucking wild.
he didn't understand. Like I was joking. Like I said the same thing to Hunter before. I'm like, hey, bro, it's too early to be gay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you laughing out.
Yeah.
Now you projecting whatever it is you got going on. You projecting that on me. Today ain't the day for that.
That thing said
I'm good.
paragraph, nigga. Oh shit.
If this the direction, if this the direction, hey, this the direction.
Is the
So I ain't gonna stop.
Is the Chicago wind coming down from the mountains? Hold on. Is Hakuba beating Reiju with her poison? Is poison winning her the round here too?
I don't know, man. I mean, she got hockey, but Hakuba got hockey.
Yeah,
Hakuba is like, how is he possessed, bro?
Yeah, they just went past that. Maybe it's how fucking Emu's flipping people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's already some kind of shadow demon or some shit in you already. Maybe Cavendish is like weaker than other people, or his is stronger than most, and it takes him over. And then whatever Emu's doing, like maybe Emu can get like a super strong soldier out of Cavendish because he's already mainly shadow nigga or some shit. Because it has to tie in or something, because it don't make sense normally. I'm going Cavendish because of the shadow nigga theory. Bartow versus Cavendish. Are y'all still capping for Cavendish?
Now we capping for Cavendish. Ain't that about nothing, man?
Bro, Nat was in here waving the Bartow flag before you, and I just kind of don't get the Bartow hype. Yes, he has a barrier.
He has a shield that's unbreakable.
That's cool, but how long can you keep that up? You can't just do that forever and then win, because now that you
as long as he won.
Now, okay, cool. Now, how does he win the fight? How does he do damage to a nigga?
Now it's like, how does Cavendish win the fight?
Bro, it's not
essentially beating the whole time.
Okay, but this isn't what, like, there's no ring out, there's no timeout, there's no clock. Eventually, after 3 days, I bet you can't explain to me about Bartolomeo holding his fingers up. So when he drops, Cavendish is now on the offensive. Now, how does Bartolomeo retaliate offensively? That's my question.
Wait a minute.
He makes the ball.
There ain't no shot clock in this tournament?
No, bro, because Bartolomeo would win because it's cheese. I'm not doing that. There need to be a shot clock because this is how Bartolomeo made it this far. Because this nigga keeps being like, well, Bartolomeo, it just holds his fingers up until 2032, and then the Cavendish dies of hunger. Like, nigga, we gotta let Bartolomeo fight. And once he fights a nigga, what happens?
Yeah, she can secrete poison from her body and combine it with physical.
Wait, didn't they were they in the same block in the tournament?
Yeah. I think Cavendish won, right?
No, he didn't.
Bardo didn't win.
Rebecca.
Well, then there we go. So what the fuck?
Well, Rebecca won.
That's a cheese.
That's cheese.
She dodged it with that footwork.
Cheese, like we said. She dodged niggas to a W. Get out of here.
She was out there footworking and got jiggy on him and like, oh, okay, everybody else got capped, but me though. Okay.
She did in fact get jiggy, but at what cost? She's trash.
Hey man, how does your Blackbeard move? How is that possible?
You feeling okay, buddy?
Cavendish It's beating Barto.
Greg, how you do that? How your brother do a move? How you do that?
What?
It was moving in the
Well, in there.
like in the that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you just gonna keep pressing buttons. I'm so sleepy and I gotta get up and go over there. I do not want to go over there right now. Watch Friday.
Oh wow, y'all never change movies. You never convince them.
I ain't say nothing.
Wait, what?
Nothing, man. Don't worry about it.
Foolishness.
Straight foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, oh, that's you. That's you. I left that piece for you. I asked you if you wanted something. You ain't say nothing.
Mm. Let's go. Warrior. Bro, look, it's wild, right? But we almost done.
You keep saying that you don't know that.
Yeah, figure that right out or whatever.
You just want to believe it's almost done, but it never is. It's crazy.
I swear, bro.
We got you trapped in doing this.
That's trapped.
And then here I am, you know what I'm saying, answering questions right along with you. Don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Don't know why I'm doing it. We could have been playing Master Dude.
We could
have
be.
been ranking why Cat Curry not top 50. You know
Cat Curry is 100,000% top 50.
Not though. Dead or alive?
He said all time. That's
not all time.
Impossible.
Top 30 alive today. Yes, and you know it to be true.
Top 30. I mean, I can make. Yeah, I probably.
He's top 30 today. He's top 25 today. But you gotta you have to combine niggas who are the same person, like the Goro said.
They not the same person.
They the same nigga. Copied 5 times and is I'm not saying
they are not paying. They are not paying.
It's basically paying. That nigga pulled the plug and that nigga fell to pieces.
Hey, that Graham took that gift. He said one nigga bring 2 niggas.
2 niggas bring 4.
No.
Yeah,
like, yo.
That nigga Solo crazy, man.
Solo, he's hilarious.
He's hilarious, bro.
Like real talk.
What's your name, Packer? Good. He packed it up.
You said what happened?
He used his whole rap thing.
Said goods?
Oh, no, my bad, not goods. Clips. I don't know why I said goods.
Yeah, clip that. Yeah. Clips didn't get him a little bit. Real talk.
Yeah. Use his whole scheme against him. I'm like, dang, brother. It was funny. He did it like dang. I kind of like
it's crazy. I might hit 500. If I get past 500, I'm calling it quits.
I don't know why you still doing this, bro.
What is this? Like what? No, like what?
Are you
what
seriously still going? God damn.
Hey, what's up, my nigga Punch? What's happening? Koala or Hannibal?
Got out of here like what 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago? It's still going.
What up, Punch?
Hey man, look here.
Bro, he's been talking to himself with this.
And the crazy part about it is he was already going when I got on.
Done. Roger's the best. We've done. We finally finished it.
No, that's hilarious.
Roger's number 1. Shanks is 2. Dragons 3. Luffy's 4. Top 5 Big Mom. Let's go. Top 5 Big Mom.
I think I hopped on like 4 hours ago and he was already home.
This is important, man. goddamn 30-some picks, but we have our official top 50.
Hey, Grant, you know what's crazy? Out of those 430 picks, Katakuri never showed up once.
They didn't put him in here, just like they didn't put Oven, just like they didn't put Queen. King isn't in here either, nigga. So shut up. That's crazy. A lot of the commanders, Ben Beckman's wasn't in here. We're missing hella commanders, so don't even try. So we definitely gonna have to do another list because all of the commanders wasn't in there.
And you just said that is an official top 50. How the fuck you gonna say it's an official top 50 and Ben Beckman?
This
That's
whole thing was a waste of time.
All you have to do is just let them have it.
No.
The right hand, you couldn't let them have it, huh? You just had
A waste of time.
had to rain on a pure bloods parade is crazy. Why can't the pure bloods flourish?
That's crazy.
It's not even the fact of letting him have it. It's that this nigga just wasted like 6 hours of his time, and he didn't check to make sure that the right niggas was on the list.
Hey,
No, that's hilarious. That's
first,
actually pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of
lessons
funny.
gotta be learned, man. Sometimes you gotta let people learn them lessons by themselves.
That's valid, man.
first off,
I asked him numerous times when is this in? He never had an answer, and at no point did he feel like I needed to stop. He said, okay.
Like this nigga was gonna go and publish a top 50 list that didn't have fucking Ben
all
Beckman.
right, y'all boys.
Maybe.
Thank y'all for watching. This has been appreciate y'all stopping through. I'm editing this part out. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah.